Damn, that was fast, Paradoxica. Also, I really hope I didn't just fuck up my controller because I just dropped my controller on the ground. Okay. Hi, and welcome to more Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. We're starting Turnabout Corner today. This is a very interesting case. As long as we draw breath, the wheel of fate turns. Spinning big crimes and little crimes together. And when the wheel stops, die. Two months have passed since Mr. Gavin's arrest. My first trial, and I lost both my mentor and my job. Yeah, I'll admit it, I was screwed. But even when I hit bottom, I told myself I'd never come here. Honest. Here being the legendary Wright & Co. law offices. Okay, Justice, time to stop trembling.
Ah, you must be here for the interview. Right this way.
Huh?
Hello there. You found the right place. Welcome.
What's with this girl?
Well now, shall we begin?
Begin what?
Right. First things first, any special talents?
Talents?
Yes, well, you must have at least one.
Well, I guess defending?
Defending. An unusual talent, but it'll do.
The child, yeah.
With a little jazzing up, of course.
You think so?
Well, let's give it a go, shall we?
Huh?
Go ahead, show me, defend. Just give it all you've got. Don't hold back now.
What are you talking about? Can't just defend here.
First lesson, a professional can perform anywhere.
Thanks.
We want people to be laughing with us, not at us.
Thanks. But I'm not sure why they should be laughing at all.
What? What exactly do you think you came here to do?
What? Defend, no?
Excuse me, but do you know where you are?
Huh? Wright & Co. law offices, right?
Oh. I was afraid of that. Don't worry, you're not the first.
Look, what's going on here? Who are you? I came here to meet with the person in charge.
Well, you've apparently made no fewer than 2 mistakes.
Mistakes? But I got a call from Mr. Wright this morning.
Perhaps you should go read the sign out front again?
It's there to read. Look, it says right there. Oh. Why does it say Wright Talent Agency?
Welcome to the Right Talent Agency, where you've always come to the right place. I'm Trucy Wright, CEO. I'm a magician.
It all came flooding back. The trial, that girl.
Hello, sir. Please pick a card.
I hope my voice for Trucy is alright. My throat feels significantly better than it did last night. But my voices still feel a little bit off. That's right, she's my daughter. Trucy Wright.
Here, check out our flyer. And so, what's your name?
Apollo. Apollo Justice, attorney at law. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. This is, actually, I was gonna say, this is Spirit of Justice UI, but, this isn't even Spirit of Justice UI. I think this is fully custom. That's really cool. Also, we have to examine the plant.
Don't touch Mr. Charlie.
Mr. Charlie?
He's been in this office much longer than I have. Daddy's mentor had a great fondness for Mr. Charlie. He's lived here since Daddy was a rookie attorney.
Huh. Mr. Charlie. Right.
Now I take care of him.
You gotta look at Charlie every time. There are all sorts of strange paraphernalia sitting atop the piano.
Those are my magic props. Practice, practice, practice. A professional never leaves their weapons far from reach.
Can't play the piano with all this junk on it.
Oh, no one plays here anyway, and the neighbors complain.
I guess Mr. Wright really can't play. Old sepia-tinted photo of a man in a silk top hat.
That's my favorite magician. I want to be just like him someday.
Sure, nice. Guess it's good to have a role model, even if he's got to be well over 100.
How rude.
Strange split box leers at me from the wall. Is this one of those boxes for cutting people in half?
That's right. This cabinet is used for an illusion called the zigzag.
I've seen one on TV, but why is it just sitting here in your office?
Oh, it's a little big for me, you see. So I'm using it as furniture. Hats on the top, shirts in the middle, and pants down below. I think it's a nice touch, don't you?
It's not exactly what I'd call a welcoming decor. A blue silk hat, just like the one Trucy is wearing.
Oh, that's just for show. Don't wear it, please.
Nice thought for my mind, honest.
I put it there so clients can see it and know who I am. Nothing says magician like a silk top hat.
Man, like, I love Trucy. She's great. All these legal books must be Mr. Wright's leftovers. There's a lot of unrelated books in here, too. One Trick a Day, Magic for Idiots. You'd think a pro magician would aim a bit higher. That table doesn't look very sturdy.
You've never seen one of these? It's a magic table.
So, like, you make this teapot disappear?
And so you might think, but that's not it. Before your very eyes, the contents of the pot change. From Earl Grey to
Darjeeling? I assume? I doubt that J is pronounced as a hard J. I doubt that it's Darjeeling. I think it's like Darjeeling. Kinda hard to see the difference, I think. Clearly Apollo isn't a tea drinker. Oh, that fork is floating. Not. Why do you have a plate of plastic spaghetti here?
That right there is the whole reason I became a magician.
Do tell.
I saw a plate just like that in a restaurant once. The floating fork looked so real. That's when I knew. Someday, I'd make magic more amazing than that spaghetti.
That's one of those hula hoop things everyone was crazy about way back when.
Really? I had no idea these were that popular.
I'm not so bad with them myself, actually.
I'm still learning. So you can really make someone levitate with it? Show me.
Huh? I have no idea how. It's just a normal hula hoop, isn't it? Clearly Apollo's never seen the levitating hula hoop trick. Hey, Trucy, did you know that I'm a lawyer?
Oh, I've seen one of those before. That's an attorney's badge. It looks just like the one Daddy used to have. Now if I take this badge, and do this, and this, see, it's gone.
Hey, my badge. What did you do with my badge?
No need to worry. Just look in your pocket.
Huh? No way, my pocket? Wait a sec, there's something in here. I like that the flyer says from magic to the piano, even your defense, call now. It's a flyer for your agency. I wonder what those symbols on this are supposed to be. Like the circles and the stars and all that. Oh, it's supposed to be a phone number. Okay.
And here's your badge. You can have it back now.
It's the last time I let her touch anything of mine, period. Also, I like that Trucy's earring is literally just a revive from Pokemon. Oh, trust me, Banana. You'll come to see it in a bit. Phoenix encourages this. It's great. So, is this really a talent agency?
You bet. Daddy started it 7 years ago when he quit law. Of course, we only have 2 people signed up right now.
2 people. Does that include you?
Trucy Wright, magician extraordinaire. I've done a lot of stage shows, paid too. I'm a professional, you know?
Right.
I promise you'll come to one of my shows, okay? Let's see. Oh, and the other person our agency represents is Phoenix Wright. Pianist extraordinaire.
Your dad, in other words. Didn't he say he couldn't play the piano?
Our agency doesn't see that as a problem. Why, there are many magicians who can't do magic.
And at least you're optimistic, I'll give you that. So you're Phoenix Wright's daughter?
That's right. After Daddy quit law 7 years ago, I promised I would keep him fed. So I'm kind of his sugar daddy. Get it?
No.
I'm in charge of this whole office, too. Pretty amazing for a young lass of 15, wouldn't you agree?
15? How old is Mr. Wright?
Daddy? Oh, he's 33 this year.
I'm sure there's a good explanation. I hope. About Mr. Wright giving up law. It was because of that incident 7 years ago, wasn't it?
You know about that?
Not the details. I remember the news, though. It was a big deal.
So I hear. I was too young to understand what was going on. I'll ask Daddy about it next time I get the chance.
Daddy, right. That reminds me, about Mr. Wright. He gave me a call this morning to come in.
Daddy's not here right now. He's in the hospital.
The hospital?
Yeah, he's on strict bed rest until he gets better.
What? Okay. Which hospital is Mr. Wright in? I'll pay him a visit.
Oh, the Hickfield Clinic. It's quite close.
Right, well, I'll be going now and I'll, give this showbiz gig some thought, okay?
Wait, I'll go with you.
So, this is Mr. Wright's hospital. Get him the fuck out of here. Visitors are you, huh? Yeah, are you the doctor? Yep, Dr. Hick fills the name. I hate this man. He shows up in Justice for All, and he is the worst part of that game.
Good morning, Doctor.
Oh, hiya there, Trucy. Cute as ever. Yeah.
Is this Daddy's room?
Oh yeah, except he's gone for a morning checkup. Back soon. How are you, Miss Trucy? Got any places you'd like examined? Get out of here. What did that say? Doctor, the nurse was looking for you. Why, if it isn't the daddy of the cutest little thing in town. Guess I'll be off then. Later, Trucy. Luckily, as far as I'm aware, that is his only appearance in this game. I'm pretty sure that that is his only appearance in this game, and I am glad about that. I'm very, very glad about that. Wow, what an odd bird that guy was. Morning. Didn't expect you so soon, Apollo. Mr. Wright. What's that on TV? Looks like some sort of action hero show.
Oh, I know that one. That's the Sniffling Samurai.
Ugh. Gross out humor.
His booger flick attack is a big hit with the grade school crowd.
I had no idea you like this kind of stuff, Mr. Wright. Well, what else is there to do when you're stuck in bed? Besides, the episodes will just keep piling up if I don't keep up, you know? Yeah. I'm not buying them. That's the only time I get to watch and write up my reports. Your reports? It's a long story. Like a lot of things, actually. Mr. Wright's bed. It's really messy.
Look how messy this is. You're just hopeless without me, aren't you, Daddy?
Yikes. She's attempting to clean up. Look out. You got me. What can I say? I was raised in a barn. Try not to let word get out, Apollo, if you don't mind. Yeah, it might ruin your illustrious career pretending to play the piano. Swaying, spiraling stack of DVD cases. Steel Samurai, the Nickel Samurai, Pink Princess, the Zappy Samurai, Electric Bugaboo. They're all children's action hero shows. This kid I know keeps sending them to me. Huh, like a niece or a nephew? Something like that. Like the collection. This kid's parents must be really generous with their allowance. Funny, Mr. Wright doesn't seem the type that the kids would like. Maya referenced.
Daddy, you suck.
You suck. Whoops.
Daddy, you snuck some grape juice in again? The doctor said you weren't supposed to drink that here.
Trucy, look at the label.
Oh, deep sea mineral water. That's fine, I guess.
Switch the labels. Don't tell Trucy, okay? Can I say, the man loves his grape juice. I love the fact that the grape juice bit isn't censorship. I love the fact that this is grape juice in the Japanese version as well. This looks like a child's toy piano. That was Phoenix's voice, whoops. We gotta practice. Wouldn't want my fingers to get stiff. Bro always keeps his weapon close at hand. Shall I play you a tune? No thanks. How unfortunate. I so rarely get a chance to play. Hey Phoenix, did you know I'm a lawyer? What's that? Looks strangely familiar. How could you not recognize an attorney's badge? It's been 7 years. I've forgotten a lot of things. Guess some 7 years are longer than others. So, what happened? Could have imagined it. Me, victim of a hit and run. A hit and... You were hit by a car? Oh, he tried to swerve, I'll give him that. Picture me tossed 30 feet through the air, only stopping when my head hit a telephone pole. You hit a telephone pole with your head? Are you okay? Thankfully, my only injury was a sprained ankle. Really is just as lucky as they say. I love that it's like a continuous through line through every Phoenix Wright game. That Phoenix is indestructible. Like, this man is built different. Something that, well, it just doesn't sit right. I just can't believe you have a daughter, Mr. Wright. And she's so big. Not fat, but you know what I mean. No, Trucy's still a child.
Daddy, how many times do I have to remind you? I'm not a child anymore.
You'll always be Daddy's little baby girl to me, Trucy. My foot, I'm not buying it. Oh, something you should know about Trucy. She's a magician, right? She told me. Not a mere stage magician. She's a genius.
Aw, Daddy.
You'll soon come to appreciate her talent. You could just tell me things instead of insinuating them. Insinuations are where my job lies, Apollo. Phoenix is the first man to be made correctly. So, why did you contact me? What could the Wright Talent Agency possibly want with me? I need to get prickly now. Hey, I didn't ask to be dragged in like this.
Huh? But didn't you come to the office of your own free will anyway?
Well, yeah, of course. Help, we're in big trouble here at the office. Big. Thought someone was dying. Don't think this is big trouble? My talent agency represents only 2 people, and one of them is in the hospital.
That's right, Daddy. How are we gonna pay this month's rent and the groceries?
Ah, that's the problem with such a tight operation. It's a symbiotic relationship. When one of us falls, the other 2 must fall. Hey, this isn't exactly a suitable conversation to be having with a 15-year-old kid. In any case, if Apollo here can't help you, you'll have to transfer to a new school, again. I love this bit. This bit's great.
No, I can't. I only just made friends. How could you do this to me? To us, Polly?
Huh? What? Now it's my fault? On that note, how about you come work for us? I've got the perfect client for you already lined up. A client? You mean I get to do my job? I get to defend in court? Alright, I'll hear what you have to say.
You got him, Daddy. Hook, line, and sinker.
Now, it's time to reel him in. It's official. I'm scared. Alright, so who's the client? Wait, that was the wrong voice. Alright, so who's the client? Ah, yes. Here, take a look at the map and I'll explain. Last night, I left the office just before 9 o'clock. Was going to that... I actually don't know how to pronounce that. I want to say, like, Indokine, but, like... Let's go into that pasta joint. Al dente's. Gotta love Ace Attorney pun names. I play piano there, of course. That's when it happened. Car sent me flying, nicked a telephone pole. Zoomed away. Creepy, huh? Just a tad. It's almost as creepy as hearing you tell the story like it was no big deal. Car sped off in this direction. So, good luck. Huh? You wanted a client, didn't you? Well, I'm your client. I'm the guy who knocked me into that telephone pole. Whoa, hold on. I'm a defense attorney, not a detective. Don't worry. Once you found the guy, I intend to sue him. and you can stick it to him in court. I'm not a prosecutor either. I'm sorry, but this is crazy. I'm going home. Don't get so worked up. It was just a joke. Huh?
Oh, Daddy. I'm sorry, Apollo. He just loves jokes, you know? Even the ones that aren't very funny.
Real client should be stopping by the office anytime now. Indochine? Huh. Interesting. The office? You mean the talent agency? No harm in going. It's not like I have anything else to do. One more thing. Do look into my accident, too, wouldn't you? Or would you? I marked the scene of the tragedy on this map. It's right in front of this park. Should be easy to find. So, he's gonna make me investigate this after all. Wait, I wonder if they backported the better movement system from Dual Destinies and like Spirit of Justice. I wonder if they backported that movement system because that movement system didn't start until Dual Destinies. Hey. How long you planning on making me wait, eh?
Good morning.
Hey there, Trucy doll. Sounds like your pops had a bit of a rough spot, eh?
All's well that ends well, I guess.
This is our client? Hey, so this is the Apollo fella, eh? Oh, yes? Name's Apollo. Look at him there. Arms all crossed, crossed like, ready to fight. Yes, sir. You don't mean that literally, do you? Boss told you what I need, right? Don't let me down now, Apollo. Don't worry about your defense, sir. I'm on it. Defense? Noodle half cooked? It's too late for defense. My castle's been stormed. My keep's been kept. My noodle stand's been stolen. Yes, his hair is ramen noodles, but it's a bowl of ramen noodles upside down on his head, and it's great. Noodle?
You know Mr. Eldoon from the noodle stand, don't you, Polly?
No nicknames, please. And no, of course I don't know him. New in these parts? Not really. You know the best noodles in town. Eldoon's Noodles. I love Ace Attorney names, and I love the fact that this guy's name is Noodle backward. You know, Banana, I genuinely can't wait to see your reactions to the names from Spirit of Justice. Spirit of Justice's names are ridiculous, and I love them. Who's Noodles? My Noodles. Help me out here, Trucy doll.
This is Mr. Guy Eldoon, our client. Maybe you can tell us what the problem is, Mr. Eldoon.
Anything for you, Trucy doll. Did you know I'm an attorney? Yeah, attaboy. Way to flash him. Old Phoenix used to do that to my pops all the time. Who is your dad?
Your father?
Yep, he'd whip out that bad boy and say, put it on my tab. Yeah, I'm good for it. Tab at a noodle joint. Yeah, his name is Noodle Guy. That's great. So, you're on a noodle stand, Mr. Eldoon. Guy Eldoon's the name, and noodles are my game. Secret's in the soup. I've been searching for the perfect soup for a year and a half. Man, I want some noodles. Oh, that's not that long, really. Family's been noodle men for generations. Got a lot of expectation on my shoulders. 15 fathers passing the noodle to 15 sons.
That's a pretty old noodle.
Aye, and fool that I was, I pushed it away. I rebelled against my pops and picked another livelihood. But that didn't turn out so well. Oh. There was no denying it. Salty broth runs through these veins, boy.
And so, it was like destiny that you became what you are.
Right, destiny's the word. Oh, I fought it. In the end, I was bound by the twisted noodle of fate.
Not a mental image I care to linger on.
So, last year I started my noodle stand. 15th generation of Eldoon's noodles.
So tell me more about Eldoon's noodles.
Don't know the genius there are my noodles? Make them so salty. Why, they're saltier than salt.
Now I really don't want to find out. Daddy's a regular at his noodle stand.
How many noodle puns can we fit? Yes. Yeah, absolutely. He frequented my pops' stand back during his attorney days too. Yep, him and his assistant.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Actually,
I'm sorry? I'll be sure to drop by your stand soon.
wish you could, Sonny.
Eh?
Heck, I wish I could. Give anything for a bull bout now.
What do you mean?
Also, that comment about, going... That comment about, he frequented my pops' stand back during his attorney days too. Yep, him and his assistant. That's supposed to be a reference to him and Maya, but, because of the localization quirks in the original trilogy, Maya's obsession with noodles got changed to obsession with burgers. Because, in the original Japanese version of the original trilogy, Maya was obsessed with burgers instead of noodles. Oh wait, no, other way around. She was obsessed with noodles, and then they changed it to burgers. That's what I mean. It was stolen. My stand, gone.
Stolen?
But why though? Because it was early 2000s. It was the early 2000s, and they were like, oh, let's make this more American-ish to, like, you know, try to appeal to the Western demographic, which is certainly something. Same reason they changed rice balls in Pokemon to jelly-filled donuts. Like, same thing. Last night, was doing my rounds, blowing my whistle.
It's like an ice cream truck's bell, but louder. He even gets complaints.
Now you're just trying to butter me up.
That sounded more like the blues than a whistle.
Closed up my stand for the night and parked by the house. Then this morning, dark and early, it was gone. My keep, my castle, ugh.
Or maybe some bum carted it off? Just guessing here.
I don't care who did it. Without that stand, I'm finished. All my noodle bowls were in there too.
That's the saddest thing I've heard all day.
You know it. Anyhows, that's the deal. Good luck.
Good, huh? Wait, what exactly is your request?
My noodle stand. Find it. The day you bring my baby back is the day you feast on as many noodles as you want. Of course, I make it so hot and salty, 2 bowls would kill a man, and I'd really need defense.
Speaking of defense, that's what I do. I'm a lawyer, not a detective.
Where I live. You drop by if you need any info, okay? Back today if you can, Apollo. Got noodles to make.
Things have certainly taken a turn for the bizarre. Oh, trust me, Apollo. You haven't even gotten to the weirdest part of this case. Traffic accidents and noodle stand thieves. Oh, here it is. Here it is. This is the part I've been dreading about playing Apollo Justice. Every single day I think about it. Actually, there was something I wanted to ask you about too, Apollo.
Huh?
I have a bad feeling about this.
Listen to the lady's problem now. Don't be cruel.
I lost something last night. That is, something was stolen.
To be fair though, this is very misleading, but it's intentionally misleading with this statement here. Hey, what's this? More thieving and skullduggery?
Well, someone stole a pair of my panties.
Panties? And here it is. So they were, stolen. You're,
My panties, yes.
God. Right. Panties. That's a crying shame, that is Trucy Doll.
I was alone in the office last night. I had hung my panties out the window there to dry. And then a thief came and took them. My favorite panties. I ran after him. Give those back, I shouted. Wait.
Would you believe me if I told you that this isn't what you think it is? Banana? Oh, that was certainly brave of you.
But I lost him. Without those panties, I don't know what I'll do.
On crying shame. Yep.
Well, at least the scene of the crime is convenient. I'll mark it on your map.
I'll be heading home now. Remember, find my stand or there's an empty bowl in your future, Paulo. Right. You help out Trucy Doll. Hey, you help out Trucy Doll here, too, you hear? It gets better. Don't worry, it gets better. You know, all things considered, I actually don't hate this case from what I've played of it. But a lot of people really don't like this case.
Things have certainly picked up, haven't they? We had no work yesterday, and now we have 3 cases.
I guess?
Let's see where we stand.
Not in a courtroom, that's where. Well, the first item on our list.
Phoenix Wright, Daddy's hit-and-run accident.
It's because the client for this case is annoying. He's really annoying.
We have to find the one who hit him.
Who's going to pay us for this again?
And the second item. Mr. Eldoon's request to find his stolen stand.
For which we stand to gain a bowl of salty noodles.
And the last request is mine. To find my stolen panties.
That bowl of noodles is looking better and better.
Let's go, Polly. To the streets.
Aren't you enthusiastic?
How could I not be? Let's crack these cases, you and me.
Guess we might as well get started. Let's see, a hit and run, a stolen stand, and last but not least, stolen panties. So this is where Mr. Wright got hit by that car.
According to the map, this is the place.
What a huge mansion.
Apollo, there's a nice-looking lady over there. Let's question her.
Okay. I'm a little curious about the park over there, too.
Excuse me, can we have a few words with you? You want something?
Whoa. Rude, Apollo. Husky voice. Why am I suddenly sweating?
That's quite a house you've got there. You must have a lot of money. Ugh. Money sounds like something my son would call his friends. This is the Kitaki family mansion, little girl.
Eh?
You, kid with the hair. You want something?
Me? No, not a thing. Bye.
Apollo, we can't leave here without questioning her. What if she knows something?
But the Kitaki family, they're the biggest organized crime syndicate in town. If you're going to ask something, ask it. If you're man enough. Right.
Yay, way to whip him into shape, ma'am.
Does she know no fear?
I'm Plum Kitaki, wife of the 4th head of the Kitaki family business. Friends call me Little Plum.
I'm Little Apollo Justice, attorney at law. Kitaki fried chicken. You joke, but there's a thing regarding that. Looks could kill. This woman would be a this woman would be a mass murderer by now. Hey, did you know that I'm a lawyer?
I'm sorry, kid. Got no idea what you're talking about.
I swear, every single time, her voice is just gonna keep getting deeper, like, completely subconsciously. There's paint splashed all over this gate. What a mess.
Was this paint knocked over by the car that hit my daddy? That's right. And I'm left to clean up the mess. If you find whoever did this, bring the scoundrel by, would you? Of course. Then you can make them clean up their own mess. You're cute. Naive, but cute.
Oh, gosh. Man, why am I so, like, shaky tonight?
When I find whoever did this, you can bet I'll be doing some cleaning. There's nothing I dislike so much as a mess. Oh, I wish I could say cool things like that. I'll bet you do.
I'd laugh if my teeth weren't chattering so hard.
Wow, what a big house. And the gate is so big.
Kitaki family is pretty big around these parts.
I like the fox. It's so cute. Ah, that's our family crest from the old country. Your family crest? We're clever as the fox, and our teeth are sharp. And so it's like a motto. You need a crest too, Apollo. Ooh, how about the scales of justice, or a lunar lander?
I'll pass, thanks. Brightly painted dragon. Why do I get the feeling he's glaring at me? Those paints must have been to repaint this wall.
That's right. I called in an artist to do the job right. He's the 3rd so far.
The 3rd?
The 1st spilled paint all over the entrance here. The 2nd on my kimono. So
No, don't tell me. It's better that I don't know. Wait, how do I... Oh, that's really weird. You have to, like... Who's that? She's looking at the park.
And she's pretty. I bet she has a story, you know?
Something about her. Too bad she seems to be in a bit of a rush. Okay, no, you can turn while still in this. There's a big trash can on the way into the park. Guess we could check it out.
A detective's life sure is a hard one.
I'm an attorney, actually. Huh?
And 2 pieces of garbage with paint on them.
These are slippers. They look like those slippers you get at the hospital.
Look at this, Apollo. Doesn't this go on a car?
It's a side view mirror. Looks like it was torn off when it smacked into something. Or someone.
Wait, you don't think...
I do. This could be from the car that hit Mr. Wright.
Wow, and he took off its mirror? I never knew Daddy was so strong. I only have room in my pocket for one of these, though. Which do you want to take?
Personally, I'm a little more interested in this park.
You know what I think? I bet they're filming a movie. Let's go take a look. Maybe we'll see someone famous.
Hey, miss, stay out of the park.
He got mad at me.
Did something happen here, officer? No. Move along. Nothing to see. Why don't you kids go play somewhere else? We're not kids and we're not playing. I'm an attorney. Oh, wait, I think I know who this is.
Something wrong?
Ah, Detective Sky. We're fine, ma'am. Nothing to report. There she is! Detective.
Why is she wearing a lab coat?
You're hardly one to comment on about how people are dressed.
And these kids are...
Curiosity seekers, ma'am. They claim to be lawyers.
Why don't you kids run along and play someplace else?
Look, we're not...
Or I might spill something on that pretty face of yours. Want a dose of experimental...
Let's see. Hydroxy... Aciluno dosatrase? Hydroxy aciluno dosatrase. I think that's how that's pronounced.
Come again? What's hydroxy stuff?
Whatever it is, it doesn't sound good. Let's go, Trucy.
Try to keep out the riffraff if you would.
Yes, ma'am. How are we gonna get more information like this?
Why don't we ask that nice woman across the street?
Oh yes, that nice woman. Looks like there's some trouble by the park gate.
I smell an incident.
Ma'am, there's no entry to the park.
Now don't you tell me where I can't go, young fella.
Oh wait, this is this is Old Bag.
I always walk through this park on my way home.
Please get down from there. You'll hurt yourself, ma'am. That's quite the determined old lady. Gotta say, I'd really like to know what happened here. Hey, I said no one goes in. Unless you want a face full of hydroxy who's a what's it? No dice.
Little Plum. That's a really cute name for someone, so... Yes?
Whoa!
What is it, Apollo?
How about you go through me when talking to her, okay, Trucy?
Huh? That seems like a bit of needless procedure.
I'm a lawyer. I live for needless procedures.
Oh, little girl. You should know. We're gangsters. Oh, that means you're the bad guys.
Trucy, through me, please. I'm begging you here.
The bad guys. I like the sound of that.
I'm gonna need some warm tea after this.
It takes a lot of hard work to protect a family fortune. And things aren't as easy as they used to be for us bad guys. So, you're saying that business is in a slump?
Let's not ask about business if we can help it, please. So there was supposedly a car accident here last night.
Last night?
Of course you wouldn't know about it. Sorry to bother you.
Wait.
Yes?
You're talking about that man, aren't you? The one who flew 30 feet and just walked away?
Trucy's great. I love her.
That's my daddy. I should have known.
Hey, look, banana. It's the word that you hate from grade Ace of 32.
One of our capos thought he'd make a great point man. Capo, point man.
Could you avoid using too much, industry lingo?
In any case, it's been nothing but trouble.
Peppino lives rent-free in all of our heads.
I've been cleaning up this mess since morning.
Cleaning up this paint? Was this paint spilled at the time of the accident?
It was around 9 last night. I heard a crashing noise. And found your father drowning in a sea of paint. And so, you came to his rescue. You've my husband, the boss, to thank for that. The car that hit your father knocked over this paint. Then turned the corner and sped away. We're in the middle of repainting our wall, you see.
I'm sure that dragon is glaring at me.
But why are you out here cleaning it up?
What do you mean?
I mean, aren't you a gangster? Don't you have any goons to do your dirty work for you?
Please, go through me when you want to.
Don't be such a stiff, lawyer boy. I suppose we gangsters do have a certain image.
Yes.
But we're community-oriented gangsters, you see. The boss likes to give back to the people, see?
How noble of him.
I availed myself of the public facilities to get rid of all the garbage. Now there's just the paint on the street to deal with.
Public facilities? Yeah, the trash can. Wonder if she means that trash can. Can I ask you a question?
What?
What happened in the park across the street?
Oh, yes. Quite the commotion. Chicago lightning, as the boss would say. In Chicago, huh? Gunfire. Someone was killed. Strange circumstances, too.
You're kidding.
What a morning. Trouble everywhere. The park, the gate, even our house.
Oh gosh, I forgot about this bit.
Did something happen at your house, too? A crime without honor, without remorse. It's a private matter. Want to hear about it? Somehow, I don't think no is an acceptable answer, Polly.
Here it is. It's the same thing. So, what happened at your house?
Bloomers, last night.
Eh? I've got a bad feeling about this.
Me, Little Plum Kitaki, the victim of a panty snatcher. What? So it wasn't just my panties that were stolen. Got you too, did they? Poor thing. Like I said, whoever did this is a hardened criminal. It wasn't you, was it?
No, of course not. Mercy.
I've heard word that panties have been disappearing lately. And that the missing panties all have something in common.
It's hard to imagine Trucy's and Miss Kitaki's panties having much in common. Just imagine Miss Kitaki's panties. Don't say that, Apollo. Okay, I know you didn't say it out loud, but don't even think that, Apollo.
I know. We'll find your bloomers too. Great. Show me what you're made of.
What have you gotten me into this time, Trucy? That girl from before.
Oh, welcome home, sweetie. Hello, mother.
She's a Kitaki too?
Miss. Here, our flyer. The Right Anything Agency.
I like that it's got a shitty little box over it. They literally just stuck it, they like glued it on. Anything Agency?
Yeah, do you like the new flyer? So, this is our defense attorney, Mr. Apollo Justice. Attorney. Drop by our office. We'll be waiting. Goodbye.
Why did you give her our flyer?
I don't know. She seemed like she could use some help.
Also, those two voices are gonna be very similar, I'm sorry. She's the heiress to a gangster dynasty. She doesn't need our help.
I wouldn't be so sure.
Can you tell me anything about this mirror?
That's probably from the car that knocked that fellow across the street.
Right, that makes this a valuable clue.
Let me know if you find that car, would you? You splash Kitaki paint, you pay the price.
I should probably grab the slippers and ask about them real quick.
Sorry, kid. I got no idea what you're talking about.
I think the one that I need to take is the mirror to start. New. So, what's this place?
This would be Mr. Eldoon's house, silly.
Oh, so this is where his stand was stolen from. See a piece of evidence lying on the ground already.
Hey! Look, there's a police car parked over there.
You're right. What's with the sparkly entrance? What is this place, a hospital? There's a sign. Maractus Clinic.
Oh, that's where the thief went.
The thief?
The one who snatched my panties. He ran into this clinic last night. Wait, maybe that police car is here to find my panties.
I doubt it.
Well, there's only one way to be sure. Let's investigate.
Ah, there you are, Sonny. Oh, you find anything yet? No, not yet. The longer you loaf around here, the saltier your victory bowl gets. Just remember that. This bowl of noodles is sounding less like payment and more like punishment. Is this yours, Mr. Eldoon? Hey, there's the heart and soul of Eldoon's noodles. Bowl absorbs my salty soup. Soon it's gonna taste just like the noodles.
Wow, it does smell like noodles.
My other bowls got taken away with my stand. Get it back for me, sonny boy. I'm begging you. Apollo is way out of his league, yeah. He's very out of his depth. Though, to be fair, every single time Phoenix was in trial, he was out of his depth as well.
This house is, well, it's old.
It's been well loved, that's for sure. I've lived here with my wife for many years now. It's got character, though, just like my soup. I always thought character was a positive thing. There's a handwritten sign here. Save the light.
Save the light indeed. Mr. Eldoon's house is practically in the dark here.
I guess the hospital clinic next door blocks the sunlight. Things gone wrong, so they built this monstrosity. Broth needs sun or it rots. What is a man to do? 3 shots for the price of 1, I just noticed in the background. I want my customers to get food poisoning so they can turn a petty profit. That seems like a lot of trouble to go through for a few extra patients. Looks like the oil drum is connected to that sink over there.
And collecting rainwater to do the dishes. How environmentally conscious.
You don't think he uses rainwater to cook his noodles and to make the broth, do you?
Oh, I'm sure he finds the best water money can buy. Taste is his business, you know? Look, that sign over there.
I just realized, I think Trucy's voice has been slowly creeping up as we go.
Eldoon's only uses water from all natural sources.
I think I'll take a rain check on eating here. Banana, that sounds like a pun you would make. that sounds like a pun that you would make, Banana. That's quite a sign. I'd take that's no as opposed, or new as opposed to old. You like it? Into myself, I did. Meant to write noodles, but I ran out of space.
Prior planning prevents poor performance.
Looking for me, it spells a word all by itself, and it spruces up my image, it does. It does have a certain power of willful denial thing going for it. Bacteria, my favorite, yeah. Puppy.
Look, a doggy. Good boy, good boy. Good boy, Salty.
I'm sure the dog has a real name, Trucy. Yep, sure does. Name's Spoon. It's a she, by the way.
Spoon doesn't seem so lively.
Didn't get a bowl of her salty broth this morning, that's why. Poor little thing.
Apollo, let's find that stand soon, for Spoon's sake.
I'm pretty sure dogs aren't supposed to eat noodles. Who is this man and why does he remind me of, like, he's got the sideburns of, oh, what is the name of that anime? Something Lupin. He's got the sideburns of that, of the main character of that. Not the mustache, but he's got the sideburns. You know, Spoon sounds like the kind of, name that I would name a Pokemon.
That doorway sure is sparkly.
The Maractus Clinic, huh? It's more like a casino parlor than a hospital. It must be quite profitable.
Funny, it looks like it's closed. Maybe they're on vacation today?
I understand if there was an ambulance outside, but a police car? Like, especially considering that, like, I have a tendency to name my, I have a tendency to name my Pokemon after food. As you can see if you go back to the Soul Silver playthrough, because in the Soul Silver playthrough, I literally named like 5 out of the 6 Pokemon in my team as food. The one that I remember the most is Pancake the Ampharos. Understand if there was an ambulance outside, but a police car?
Maybe they're tax evaders.
Oh, sorry, miss. No going into the clinic today.
Did something happen?
Oh, no, nothing to see here. Move along. I'll have to find someplace else to play doctor. Do we look like the right age to be playing doctor? We need a little more info on this Maractus Clinic.
We could ask Mr. Eldoon. He is their neighbor after all. And we should check out that garage. What if the thief who stole my panties is still in there?
You know, the thing that softens the blow of the whole find Trucy's panties thing is that, like, Apollo feels the same way as the player. He's like also done with it. It's like they have a special offer going on.
3 shots for the price of 1. Oh, now's our chance, Apollo.
Chance for what? I don't need any shots, thank you. Whoever runs this clinic, they seem pretty business-minded. American clinic. So, your stand. Eldoon's Noodles, was it? Aye, passed down from father to son. The stand's seen its share of assault. It's all to run to the family, you might say. Bet high blood pressure does too. Don't you know, we've all played this little-known game called League of Legends. To your stand, Aldoon's noodles was stolen. Oh, it wasn't just the stand that was stolen, sonny boy. Also his wobbly wheels, my salt-crusted stew pot, stained sign. I didn't just lose a stand, I lost a legend.
No one steals a legend and gets away with it on my watch. Let's find that legend, Apollo.
Isn't it about time he bought a new one anyway? Are there any more details you could give me about that stand? You bet, sonny boy. Happened last night. Blowing my whistle like always, crying the town I was. The smell of broth filled the streets, thick and salty. Oh, whoops. I got home, well, right before 10 p.m., I reckon. Come on down to the Maractus Clinic, where your health is a top priority. And if you subscribe to our weekly newsletter, you'll get your first appointment free. I guess he's not aiming for that late-night market. Washed my bowls and gave the wheels a squirt of grease, and then I went inside. When did you notice it had been stolen? Early this morning, before the sun rose. Work starts early. Do that many people eat noodles for breakfast? Wash it up on the salty shores of ruination. That stand had my whole life in it. Nay, my whole being.
They took everything.
All my soup stock, my noodles, my bowls, and my dreams.
At least they left one bowl. Look, there on the ground.
If you don't find that stand today, I'll be forced to walk the streets peddling that bowl. My last bowl. Please, I'm under enough pressure here as it is.
That's it. That's where the thief who snatched my panties ran to.
It's a crying shame, that is. I have to steal making my loincloth, not some pretty girl's panties. The garage, right. You don't think the thief lives there, do you? Heh. Wouldn't put it past that good-for-nothing doctor. Do I detect a little animosity here?
Let's make sure to check out that garage thoroughly. Hey, do you think something happened next door? There's a police car out front.
Well, I gave someone food poisoning, I'll bet. Anyone's at risk of giving someone food poisoning. A police car got here this morning, actually. That's what they were up to, but they wouldn't even tell me the neighbor. Feh. Not that I was surprised much. That doctor works for the wrong crowd. Just a matter of time before he got what was coming to him. Feh. The wrong crowd. Never you mind about that. Hey, Lewis Senpai. Oof. I hope that you've been doing good other than the pink eye. Pink eye sucks. Objection, Your Honor, this guy is bald. Objection overruled. Well, I am bald too. Hey, Not, how are you doing?
This is the place. And this is where that panty snatcher ran.
Are you sure?
Maybe. Let's look for clues.
I've been doing alright. I had a bit of a rough stream last night, but I'm feeling significantly better than I was last night today. Good-ish. Is the weather still being shit? Not. Sorry, give me a sec. Yeah, thanks for swinging by, Lewis. I appreciate it.
Clues to a panty snatching. Clues like a pair of panties.
Trucy, could you try not saying panties so many times?
Someone's there. Oh, it's just a gold-painted human skeleton.
Just a human skeleton? Painted gold?
There's a mannequin hand waving to us from the box behind the skeleton. This place just screams hospital storage, don't you think?
Screams something, that's for sure. Look, it's a folding ladder.
Polly, that's called a stepladder. Come on.
Stepladder? How is that different from a regular ladder, then?
It's a much more complex piece of machinery. It's like two ladders stuck together.
So, you admit that basically it's a ladder, right?
Wait, huh?
You have to look past the form, at the essence of the thing.
Can we talk about something else?
Cat.
Hey, a kitty cat. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. It's not coming down.
We do look kind of suspicious, you have to admit.
It's okay, kitty cat. His hair won't hurt you.
It's okay, kitty cat. She won't make you disappear in her hat. Something about this car.
Let's take a closer look.
Look, a cell phone.
Someone dropped it beneath this tire. If the car moved, it would be crushed for sure.
Wow, I lost the top end of Trucy's voice there for a sec. I wonder if it belongs to the doctor here.
We should bring it to him later.
That reminds me. I once read a record of a case that Mr. Wright worked on many years ago. Apparently, there was this car with a piece of cloth shoved into the tailpipe. That piece of cloth turned out to be a vital clue to solving the case. It was also the longest case Mr. Wright ever worked on. Because that case spanned, like, it spans half the game's entire runtime.
Wow.
I remember that case record whenever I'm checking out a car. I always check the tailpipe.
Everyone's gotta have a hobby, I guess.
Wouldn't it be funny if... Hey, there's something in there.
What?
Well, wait a second. Are these your...
My panties.
What? Already?
Wow, thank you, Apollo. You're a genius. Amazing.
No, really, don't mention it.
No, I'm serious. I'm really impressed. You must have a nose for finding girls' panties.
I'm sorry, that line is too good to not laugh at. What are those?
My little panties, of course. They've come home to Mama. I can't wait to use them.
Gonna put them on now?
Watch closely now. See? Nothing in the panties. Ta-da!
Whoa, where did that come from? How did that bowl get in your panties?
My panties are an extra-dimensional space. Anything can fit in there. They're my magic panties, one of my best tricks.
Magic panties?
They love them over at the Wonder Bar. I do shows there nightly.
You mean those panties are a prop? You could have told me a little sooner. Wait, what did that... Trucy's panties put discreetly away in Trucy's pocket. Well, that's one case closed at least. Yo, hey Tepper, how are you doing? Thank you for the stretch and the hydrate. Yeah, get you some sleep. Like if you've got you know, important stuff going on, get you some sleep so you can, you know, be awake. Well, that's one case closed at least.
What are you saying? We still have to catch the sly devil that ran off with the tool of my trade.
Oh, right. Something tells me we're not finished searching this garage anyway. Debatable on how important it is.
Hey, look at that.
The mirror's been broken off. Now this is a clue.
What? You're smiling like you know something I don't. You aren't keeping a clue from me, are you, Polly?
Clue? Let's see. I think I do have just the clue you've got in mind.
Take that!
My clue is this.
Whoa, it's the same color and size and everything. It's a perfect match.
I guess we could check it out.
Two pieces of garbage with paint on them. Look at this, Apollo. Doesn't this go on a car?
It's a side view mirror. Looks like it was torn off when it smacked into something. Or someone. Well, looks like we've just solved a case.
So the car that hit Daddy last night.
Sitting right in front of us, yep.
Wow, you put the pro in professional, Apollo.
Gee, thanks, Trucy.
Apollo.
Huh? What is it?
Now that we've solved this case, we should go report to Daddy. He'll mope if we leave him alone too long, knowing him.
Okay. He doesn't seem the type to mope, though. And this is hardly a case worth reporting. They did not, in fact, backport the better movement system. Yo, how goes it?
Daddy, how do you feel?
Not bad, Trucy, not bad. It's good to have you youngins on the case. Let's old Daddy get some well-deserved R&R.
The elderly need their rest.
Isn't he only 33? We've cleared up most of the cases. I was right about you. Competent, capable. Tell me what you found out if you want to. Your enthusiasm is overwhelming. Spider lilies are pretty. I don't care if they're considered like a bad omen and a sign of death and shit. Like, spider lilies are pretty. have to.
Look, my panties. They came home to Mama.
Thanks, Apollo. I was worried about them too. Trucy special ordered those. Startling display of parental concern. I'd hate to have to buy a new pair. Make that not so startlingly display of cheapskatedness. Yeah, like, I don't know. There's something about like red spider lilies that just they get me. Maybe it's because I watched Madoka Magica at a young age. It's probably that, but
Look at this cute little watch strap. I want one.
it's kind of odd though.
What is?
I mean, if you wanted to know the time, you could just look at the phone itself.
Hey, you're right. Sharp, Apollo.
Thanks. Finally, some respect.
And so, what does that tell you?
Oh, the owner of this phone doesn't think through the details, for one.
They did drop their phone after all. I kind of figured they were a little spacey already.
Oh, good point. I feel like Apollo and Phoenix's voice are going to, like, continue to edge closer and closer together until they just end up homogenized. It's actually a relief to be so thoroughly ignored. So, this was the thing that led you to the car. Yes, sir. The mirror you knocked off was just the clue we needed. Good work, Apollo. Of course, you might say. That was the one who made solving that case possible. You don't get points for knocking off a car mirror. Well, I certainly didn't expect you to be back this early. That was Apollo's voice, whoops.
Polly's amazing. He found my panties so quick. Almost like he was the one who stole them.
Trucy, stop, please. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm finding a lot more of this plotline funny than I usually do. And I don't know why. There's something about the absurdity of it that's getting me this time around. Because, like, it makes me cringe, but, like, it's so ridiculous that, like... You have an interesting concept of praise. And? Find the mad driver who gave me the 30-foot toss? Apparently, it was a doctor from the Maractus Clinic. Maractus, eh? I've heard of him. Nothing good, mind you. That reminds me, a police car was parked outside the clinic.
Maybe something happened.
What is this Maractus Clinic anyway? All I've heard are the rumors. That clinic's been making good money, in a bad way. Bad? Ties to organized crime. Kentucky family. The Kitaki family. He did that on purpose. Some injuries you can't take to a public hospital, see? They use the Maractus Clinic for their patch-up jobs. Interesting.
It looked like something had happened at that park.
Ah, a body was found there in unusual circumstances. Something more unusual than being dead? It's not our concern in any case.
Right, let's ignore that and find the noodle stand.
Never happened to professional curiosity. Thanks, really. If I get tired of sleeping, maybe I'll head down to this Maractus place. Maybe hit him up for some reparations. A little legal action would do me some good. I was wondering when I get paid. Solve the case of your accident and, found a missing article of clothing.
My panties.
That leaves the noodle stand. Eh? Feel free to drop in if you get stuck. I'll be happy to help you with anything not involving money. Bye, quid pro quo? Lo pro bono. I don't understand that sentence. What, huh? I genuinely don't understand that sentence. Like, that.
Right, back to the office to plan our next move.
I don't remember your name, but I really like your dress. You're the woman from the Kitaki place.
Yes. I knew it. Something's the matter and you want our help, right? Well, you've come to the right place. This way, please.
Wait! Oh my god, that's actually super cool in, like, hindsight with later game knowledge. That's so cool. Like, not later case knowledge, mind you. This is like case 4 knowledge that I'm applying retroactively to this. That's really cool.
Thank you. My name is Alita Tiala. I have a request.
Your request. Let me guess, something's been stolen?
Your flyer. It says, now defending, so I thought...
What? You mean you want me to defend you? Me?
Maybe you can tell us what happened. Were you hit by a car? Did someone steal your stand or your panties? No. I'm not the client, actually. The client would be my... well, my fiancé, I suppose you'd call him.
Fiancé? What happened to him, then?
He was arrested this morning. The charge was murder. Murder? Have you heard about what happened at the park?
So, what's your story? You frequent the Kitaki Mansion, yes? You a member of their, organization?
No, not yet. Not yet.
These two voices are very similar. I really hope that you can tell the distinction between them just by hearing them.
You see, I'm to be married next month to the boss's son.
Boss's son? So he's a gangster?
Yes, but the Kitakis are locally responsible gangsters. I thought it'd be nice for a change. To quit my boring job, live the good gangster life. I think you're onto something. Miss Kitaki. Or...
MRS is pronounced as Mrs., right?
I like the sound of that.
I'm not sure your daddy would care much for that. What happened?
I haven't been told all the details, but I do know a body was found in the park, near the Kitaki Mansion. There were a lot of police cars there. Apparently, the victim was shot with a pistol. But I hear the circumstances of that shooting were rather unusual.
Your fiancé was arrested for this?
What sort of person is your fiancé?
He's a weeb. Your fiancé is the Kitaki family's only son, correct?
His name is Waki. Waki Kitaki. I brought a photo.
There he is, the weeb himself. Oh, that's quite the photo.
I know. Oh, he can be powerful and menacing, but so cute.
Waki Kitaki, yep. But if he's the boss's only son...
Yes, I'm sure that he'll take his father's place someday.
That was...
Say I'm a boss already, of this agency. Please help my Waki, please.
Right, my first solo defense case. Crime boss's son or not, I'll prove he's innocent.
I prepared a letter of request. I know you need those.
I actually genuinely don't know what Wakiki-Taki's name pun is supposed to be.
Right, let's go check out the scene of the crime. I'm not sure I understand. I'm sorry.
No, it's me who's sorry, really, sorry. Hey, is this yours? Don't mess with the Kitaki family. We have God and anime on our side, yeah. You can rotate the panties in 3D.
Something the matter?
I was just wondering if there was like a switch on these.
Of course not.
Huh, mysterious.
Oh, do you want to know the secret of my panties?
No thanks. Who uses magic panties in a stage show anyway? Oh, wait, we never investigated these in 3D.
It's the Eldoon's Noodles mascot. Mr. Salty, he's so cute.
Not a very endearing mascot, is it?
You know, come to think of it, it looks a lot like you, Apollo, especially the red parts.
Can I help it if I like red?
Oh, look, I love these little personal touches.
Seems ashamed to hide it on the bottom of the bowl. Huh? I touched it, the paint flaked off.
He must have painted it on by hand with warm professional care.
You're buying the cheapest paint he could with cold professional thrift. Surprised that the paint isn't an investigatable spot. I like that we can investigate this. Oh, the letter says hit request on it.
Why does this envelope say hit request?
It's a bit of lingo, like calling a hit or hitman.
Oh, you mean like gangster talk? So does hit mean to defend in gangsterese? Well, hitman?
I certainly hope not. Something tells me she used the wrong envelope. To be fair, there is a little bit of foreshadowing to it, but it's very, like, minor foreshadowing to who the culprit of this case is. So this is it. My first murder crime scene. It's you kids again. Look, can't you find some other place to play?
We're not playing. We're, investigating. Aren't we, Apollo?
Sir, I have a letter of request here. Huh? Does it say hit request on it? Miss Tiala must have used the Kitaki's stationery. Oh, wait. Is this... Excuse me, coming through. There he is! Ah, it's you, Mr. Gavin. Who's this guy? I must say, I'm used to being inspected by the ladies. But this is the first time I've felt this way with a man. They gay. They fucking. Mr. Gavin? Ah, Fraulein. What is a sweet morsel like you doing in such a dismal place? Can I help?
Yes. The policeman officer fellow here won't let us in. We even have a letter of request.
You must be exhausted standing out here. I'll take you to the scene of the crime.
Oh, really?
By your leave, officer. Yes, sir. Of course, sir. Very well. This way, Fraulein.
Wee.
Hey, what about me? On that note, enjoy your investigation.
Thank you. Will we see you again?
Ask the wind, Fraulein. I'll be riding on it. Who was that?
Apollo, look! A corpse!
What? Hey, it's just a mannequin.
Wow, it sure got me. Might I ask exactly what it is you're doing here? Oh, it's you. How did you kids get in here? Oh, this guy. Well, he was more like a prince, really. He let us in. Him again. That glimmerous fop, always getting in my way. Anyway, this scene is off limits.
Excuse me? We have a letter of request.
One moment.
Why is she holding that big magnifying glass?
I'd recognize that handwriting anywhere. Scientific analysis says this was written by Alita Tiala.
Thanks. Took you 30 minutes to figure that out? So, what's up with the mannequin there?
It's taking the place of the body, preserving the scene of the crime as it was found.
Who is this woman? This is a character who got added into a bonus case in the re-release of Ace Attorney 1. She's your assistant during Case 5 of the first Ace Attorney game. The body was pulling the stand?
And so, you're a defense attorney, aren't you? Detective Emma Skye. I'm in charge of this crime scene. She doesn't seem that happy about it.
She doesn't seem that happy about many things. Wait. I just realized Lana's outfit underneath her lab coat is very similar to Gina Lestrade's outfit. Like, I'm not going crazy, right? Like, her outfit underneath the lab coat is very similar to Gina's, specifically her Greatest Attorney 2 one, but...
I trust you know how to stay out of the way. I always carry 2 pairs of handcuffs, just in case.
Did you know I'm a lawyer? If you could spare a moment to take a look at this.
Can't you see that I'm extremely busy?
Eating snacks? Yes.
Busy eating snacks, I'd say.
This is going nowhere fast. Wait, I just realized that the menu on the side says ramen, 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 and rice ball.
Hey there, no messing with the crime scene.
But we need to investigate.
Apollo, look, that stand. It says Eldoon.
I've noticed. Well, we've solved the case of the missing stand at least. Though the circumstances could stand to be better. I like that Guy Eldoon has a big like That's gotta be like a multiple 100-gallon drum. Like, that is so many times bigger than a 50-gallon drum. That's just soup.
Hey there, no messing with the crime scene.
Yep, cool. Look at that smug-ass grin.
Investigations are to be carried out by professionals scientifically.
She's not gonna let us check out the crime scene, is she?
Hey, Apollo. My very unscientific analysis tells me something here is very suspicious.
I think I know what you mean. It's kind of hard not to notice. I better check out what we came here to find at least. Knife. So-called freethinkers win soup, yeah. Detective Sky? Wait. I just realized Emma has like a Herlock Sholmes style bag of mysterious liquids down here.
Quiet, please. It's snack time. We're not making much progress here.
She must not be very busy.
I never seem to get a lucky break. Back after 9 years, and they won't give me the position I requested. And then I hear he gave up the defense attorney life.
He? Who's he? Ex-defense attorney? Detective Sky? Yep, quiet please, it's snack time. So wait, I'm trying to think. If this takes place in... If this is 9 years after the events of Rise from the Ashes, doesn't that mean that this is 2011, I think? Because I think Ace Attorney 1 takes place in 2001, right? No, I'm very incorrect, because Dual Destinies takes place in 2027, so... I was very wrong. If you could spare a moment to take a look at this. Is there something else that I'm supposed to be investigating? Detective Sky, yep, cool. Snack time. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could present other stuff. Am I missing a piece of evidence or something? Makes me feel like I'm missing something to examine, but... Oh, wait, I don't have that anymore. I might just genuinely be missing something here.
Oh, Mr. Aldoon. Hello?
Looks like he left.
And we found a stand and everything.
Oh, okay.
What about our free bowl?
Oh, too bad. Looks like we'll have to wait a little longer for that bowl. So sorry.
Aw, what a bummer.
Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Man, I'm very glad that this is the last game that you have to deal with this stupid movement system. Nope. Maybe I need to, oh, okay. I think I remember this. I think I need to go and, talk to Phoenix at the, law offices. Never mind, I did do all of your talk prompts, right? I did. Is he still at the, Hickfield Clinic? Ah, you're back. Run into some problems?
Oh, Polly, didn't you want to tell Daddy something?
Ooh, me? No, I'm fine, really. What's this? So there is a problem. No problem. Actually, I got a defense request. Defense request? That is a problem. Huh? I've given up the court. I'm not a lawyer anymore. The request was for me. Oh, right. You're a lawyer, aren't you? He's doing that on purpose. I know it. So what about this defense request? It's related to the murder in People Park, actually.
And guess what? We found Mr. Aldoon's noodle stand at the scene of the crime.
No, that's unusual indeed. Or did you know? That's unusual indeed. Never heard of a noodle stand being used as a murder weapon. That's okay. Never heard of a noodle stand being used as a murder weapon. I'm sorry, that sounds like a Danganronpa case. I think the murder weapon was something else. You don't know what the murder weapon was?
That funny detective lady won't let us on the scene. What kind of detective wears a lab coat anyway?
Lab coat? Didn't think she'd be involved in this. You know her? You could say that. Not, when you click on it, it gives you like this whole spiel that's like, it's a stack of like the Steel Samurai, the Nickel Samurai, the Pink Princess, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But when you ask Phoenix about it, Phoenix is like, yeah, I'm catching up and I'm writing reports for a friend. So you know her, don't you? I met her on a case. This was about 10 years ago. I was still a high school student at the time. I would make her about the same age as me.
That's my daddy. He knows all the police types. Oh, wait. Maybe you know that other guy, too.
That other guy?
That shining prince on the motorcycle.
Prince? Paulo, tell me about this Prince of Truces. told you concerned father. He was at the crime scene. He looked just like Mr. Gavin. Did he now? You know him? I guess this is Christoph Gavin's younger brother. His brother? We're acquaintances after a fashion. Clavier Gavin, rock and roll god incarnate. Yes, that is pronounced Clavier, by the way.
Clavier, what a lovely name. He's so dreamy.
I didn't know Mr. Gavin had a brother. And what was he doing out there? I have a feeling he'll be crossing paths again soon. Now, what was the problem again? Having trouble investigating the crime scene in the park?
Yeah, that detective woman won't let us.
Go to the office. Under a silk top hat, you'll find a bottle of white powder. Try taking that to this detective. White powder? I hope it's not what I think it is. Just take it to her. You'll be fine, you see? Oh, and tell her I said hi. So that must be the silk top hat Mr. Wright mentioned. Let's take a closer look. Huh?
Whoa.
You know what this is, Trucy?
I remember finding some in Daddy's dresser when I was little. I thought it was sugar, so I licked it. He got mad at me.
This is getting more and more suspicious.
Let's go talk to that detective. She's sure to know what that white powder is.
If I'm not mistaken, this probably isn't the way that it's done, in real life, but, isn't fingerprint dusting powder supposed to be, like, aluminum in this? I don't know if it's done like that in real life, but, I think it's contextualized as being aluminum powder in Rise from the Ashes in case 5 of the first game. Also, real quick, I'm gonna hit you with a quick BRB. Hopefully this won't take long. Okay, I'm back. Mysterious white powder with the alleged ability to improve Detective Sky's mood. The bottle has a label on it.
Can you read it?
Not a word. I'm not sure I speak whatever language this is written in.
That's too bad. I guess we're stuck with this mysterious bottle of white powder.
It looks closer to like a bottle of concrete. Does this ring any bells?
Is that? I couldn't. Where did you get that?
I brought it from the office.
You work at the Wright & Co. law offices, yes?
Yeah, sort of.
Detective Sky, how do you know my daddy? Daddy? I'm sorry, who did you say you were? Trucy Wright, Phoenix Wright's daughter. What? Mr. Wright has a daughter? You seem shocked. Well, if you're Mr. Wright's daughter and you're his apprentice, then I'm available to help you in any way I can.
Oh, thanks. And start by not calling me Mr. Wright's apprentice.
This powder is used for detecting fingerprints.
Fingerprints?
I guess you might call it a memento from the time I spent with Mr. Wright.
White powder memories.
If you find any evidence with fingerprints on it, please let me know. We'll test for prints.
Oh, she's quite the eager beaver all of a sudden.
Well, Trucy, you see, Mr. Wright is gay. He couldn't possibly have had a child.
Bucket. This is a bucket. And this is Mr. Eldoon's noodle stand, obviously.
It does say Eldoon in big letters, doesn't it?
That mark on his paper lantern, though, looks familiar.
It's gonna be a little weird telling him what with the corpse and all.
Anyway, that wraps up 3 of our cases.
That's right. Congratulations, Apollo.
And leaves us with 1 case that's worse than all 3 cases put together. Murder. Absolutely, like... Emma is built with, like... What's the right way to phrase this? Emma gives off big, like... either ADHD or autistic, like, hyper focus on stuff. Like, you know what I mean? It's like this forensic science is Emma's special interest, and if it doesn't have anything to do with forensic science, she doesn't want to interact with it. Blue tarps have been placed on the ground around the stand.
Apollo, I bet the victim was going to have a picnic here.
I guess he could have eaten all the noodles he wanted.
Don't touch those. Those are for preserving the crime scene.
Oh, I guess the police put those tarps here after all. I have a really stupid question. Does Rise from the Ashes ever actually fully state what country Emma goes to at the end of it? Benches line the river running through the park.
Ah, a little urban oasis. I bet children come here to splash around in the water.
That river's a little deep for splashing, and a little dirty.
Well, they could listen to the water and pretend they were playing.
gotta be a good clue or two around here.
You and your trash cans. Go ahead, knock yourself out.
Please, can't you see I'm doing my... Huh? Look, another pair of underwear.
Wow, Apollo, you're a genius at finding panties.
Stop saying that. Wait, these aren't...
They're not mine.
These have been stolen too? This mannequin is dressed up to look like a police officer. I've seen one at the station. Mannequin in place of a body.
The body of the victim has already been removed. Do you think the victim was the noodle stand thief?
What, you think someone killed him because he stole it?
Yeah. Taking care of business. Little Plum Kitaki style.
Try not to sound too eager about that, please. It's a knife.
A shiv, to be precise. Oh, lingo. The defendant, Waki Kitaki, is the son of known gangsters. The police are assuming this belongs to him.
Wait, but wasn't the murder weapon a pistol? Huh, look at this. There's a handprint on the shiv.
A handprint? Then there might be a fingerprint. Let's investigate.
Yeah, Emma's great in this game. I love her.
Right, first choose the fingerprint you want to examine.
Choose a fingerprint?
Look closely at the handle. And see, there's more than one fingerprint there. Those black spots? That's right. Pick the one you want to analyze.
Hooray, DS gimmicks.
Right, let's get detecting.
Wow, she's practically glowing with excitement. You know, I'm realizing, this game has some pretty good smug faces in it.
First, sprinkle some aluminum powder over the print. With a press of A like this, see?
Yep, cool.
The oil left by the print absorbs the aluminum powder, so you can just dust it off. And blow it off. Blow? It's like whistling. You know how to whistle, don't you? And just use X.
Yep, cool. You used to blow in the mic for this.
Wow, amazing. It's like magic. Isn't it, though?
These two voices are very similar. Right, let's give it a shot.
Incidentally, it's important that you cover the entire fingerprint with the powder.
Are y'all ready? I wonder if you put enough of the powder on the screen, you could just make a white screen. Nintendo and gimmicks go together like peanut butter and jelly.
Good, clear, quite impressive. Next, to match the print. The police office has samples so you can tell whose fingerprint this belongs to.
That doesn't sound like as much fun as actually finding the print.
Okay, pick the person whose print you think this is. You probably have a good idea whose knife this is already.
Palmaractus. This used to be like a... So, fingerprints do belong to the defendant.
Yes, isn't it amazing? Ah, the power of science, it's my life. Apollo, she's sparkling.
And I'm dimming.
Look sharp, spirits up. The real fight is yet to come. Chin up, Polly.
Trial hasn't even started and I'm already losing.
The report came in late last night. The body was found found much as you see it now. Except it was a real body.
But why?
Why was a body pulling a noodle stand? If I knew the answer to that, I wouldn't still be here.
Well, what was the cause of death?
A bullet wound to the temple. He was shot by a pistol. A pistol? Not the easiest thing to come by in this day and age.
Unless you're a cop or a gangster.
Incidentally, the victim's name was Pal Maractus. I just received the autopsy report, in fact. I mean, really, what's up with this case? It's enough to make me want to run off pulling a mysterious noodle stand behind me. Not so mysterious, actually. We should tell her, Apollo. After all, we know where the stand came from. A likely story. I didn't come here just to play games, you know.
Actually, we do know where the noodle stand came from. Noodle stand's owner is...
Take that!
You are the owner of this noodle stand, Emma.
Who's the old guy?
This is the proprietor of Eldoon's Noodles, Mr. Eldoon himself.
He's famous in this part of town. Not bad. I guess Mr. Wright picked the right kids for the job. That saved me a lot of work. Thanks. What sort of person was the victim anyway?
Can I, like, rotate that in 3D? I guess the Great Ace Attorney? I can.
Huh? Oh, look at this, Apollo. Mr. Eldoon spelled his name backward on this side.
I think that says noodle. As in Eldoon's Noodles.
Huh. Oh, I get it. So the name of this store is the same whether you read it backward or forward.
Yeah, I guess it would be. Well, except for the last S. I don't know why. Why did that get me so much? Fucking Team Meat, just...
Then, how about a store called Team Meat?
Close, but that would be Team Meat backwards. And what kind of store is that?
Why, a store that sells meat. It's not meat unless it's Team Meat.
Soup. How do you get inside of this noodle cart?
What sort of person was the victim anyway?
What happened, not?
You mean what did he do? He was a doctor.
A doctor? I'm starting to see a connection here. Oh god.
Who, me? I'm just a supervisor for this crime scene.
Detective Sky.
I was out of the country for a while. I came back to be a forensic scientist. Oh, were you studying abroad? Something like that. I was studying in Europe. Forensic sciences, mind you. But when I got back here, they threw me in criminal affairs just like that. Why didn't you just become a forensics expert in Europe?
Came on the first roll. Nice.
Well, I suppose that was an option, but I had a lot of favors to repay the people back there, or back here.
Favors? Wasn't she in high school when she left?
What? What's that look for? I was involved in an incident before I left. But Mr. Wright and his people helped me out. I owed them. Really? I had no idea.
She's been out of the country for a while. She probably doesn't know about Mr. Wright's current, state of affairs. Could you tell us a bit about the defendant? He's the only son of the Kitaki family, yes?
Waki Kitaki. I don't know if he's the boss's son, but he's certainly throwing his weight around. Violently, in the detention center. I see.
Why was he arrested in the first place?
You're a defense attorney, aren't you? You're not his by any chance.
Actually... Wow, that whistle. Holy shit, it's time for scientific investigation. Hey, Sachi, how are you doing? Oh yeah, this probably just flashbanged you because you don't know this game. Actually, yes I am. Better? That's good.
Well, we have a witness to the moment of the crime.
Eh?
The witness called the police. They'll be testifying during the trial tomorrow. Wha-
Could you tell us a bit more about the victim?
Well, let's see. Apparently he's the physician at a clinic in the area. And quite well off too, from the sound of it. The clinic's name is the Maractus Clinic.
Yeah, Emma's reaction to Trucy saying like, hey, I'm Phoenix Wright's daughter was really funny.
Maybe that's why the cop car was parked there. What? You've been to the clinic?
I don't know what it is, but this specific portrait makes Emma look older than she is. You know what I mean? Yeah, though on a related issue. I told the detective about the case of the stolen noodle stand. Fuck you mean Nick had sex with a woman, yeah.
I see. And so that means Dr. Maractus stole the stand and pulled it all the way here?
That would seem to be the case.
But why?
Don't ask me.
And so, have you met the defendant?
No?
Visiting hours are almost over at the detention center.
There it is, there's the smug face. Look at this smug-ass face, Sachi.
You might think about wrapping up here and heading over.
Good idea. I don't know what good it'll do. I have a witness and a knife with prints. I have mentioned that have I mentioned that I got a bad feeling about this?
Don't worry, it's like a right tradition.
Some traditions I can live without. Oh boy, time to meet the weeb himself. sorry. Meeting hours for the day are all done.
But we still have 3 minutes.
I'll put in your request, but don't expect anything. Father's talking in the private room with him.
The father? You mean like a priest?
I mean the suspect's father. Mr. Winfrig, Big Wins Kitaki himself.
Not someone I care to meet.
Die, you. You're the one on your way out, old... Ah, they're here. Whoa, this guy radiates power. Power? With a cute apron. Milwaukee's lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm Big Wins Kitaki, 4th head of the Kitaki family. Capiche?
Actually, I came to speak to your son.
Yeah, I love Walkie's dad. He's great. Mr. Justice.
Yes?
My son's innocent. He's killed no one. If he were found guilty, it wouldn't be good. Capiche?
Yes, I'm all about capiching. Capiche loud and clear.
You gotta do more than just understand to make it. You'll learn, though. Even if the lesson comes at the end of your short life.
I don't feel so good. What's the big idea, old man? You can't treat me like a kid no more. Not now. You know, I wanted to go to the clink. I like it here. You must be Walkie. What does this face remind me of? G's not a G till he does hard time. Blizzoy. You'll see. When I get out of here, things will change.
Silence.
Walkie has a very punchable face. Walkie also does look like some people's VTuber models, doesn't he?
My apologies, Mr. Justice. He's usually such a nice boy.
Forgive me if I have a hard time believing that. Ha! Can't take me under your wing this time, old man. You heard me. I don't need no trial. I did it.
I think that's enough for today, Mr. Justice. Don't let me down tomorrow.
So much for talking to our client.
But we made so much progress today. We even found my panties. I had fun at least.
Of course. The big mystery of all remains. Big mystery of all remains. How am I supposed to build a case for the trial?
Oh, I almost forgot. It's time for my show. Tonight, I'm performing at the Wonder Bar. You should come and check it out.
They're a magic trick prop, Sachi. But don't worry, you and Apollo were on the same page. Mr. Wright's not here today?
He said his old foot injury was acting up.
Old injury? He was all smiles yesterday.
Yes, he smiled when he said we'd be fine, as long as you're there, Trucy.
Yes, fine. We'll be fine. Here comes Justice. I started my voice training at 5 this morning.
Oh, do some now. I want to see. Here.
Oh, okay. My name is Apollo Justice, and I'm fine.
That sounds more like a self-mantra than voice training. Try this one. Heat from fire, fire from heat.
Shoutouts to you if you get that reference. I'm fine, you know what I'm saying? Good morning. Yo, sup?
Hit me with a guilty verdict, G. See if I care. Just hang loose and let things go with the flow. You know what I'm saying? Not really. Walkie, don't be running your mouth like that in here. See? That's the difference between me and you, old man. I ain't afraid of no cops. Real G's can't keep it real till they spend some hard time in the pen. You have absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
Sounds like they've both been voice training too, Apollo.
Now a gay Fox VTuber is in my courtroom. I'm glad that you picked up on the Fox motif of his hair and his, like, everything. You know, it genuinely took me a little while to realize that the fox ears are hair and not, like, a hairband. My worst fears realized. Trial's starting and I still haven't had a real talk with my client. Mr. Justice, it's nice to see you back in the courtroom again. I foresaw this day would come last time you were here, but that's neither here nor there. Court is now in session for the trial of Walkie Kitaki. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Ready to rock and roll, Judge?
Ah, it's him! The guy from yesterday. He's a prosecutor?
It's Mr. Gavin's brother. Long time no see, Prosecutor Gavin. Or are you taking a leave of absence? You know that little band I started in my free time? Thing is, we got real popular. Hard to say 9 to your fans when 3 of your singles go platinum, yeah? I see. To be honest, I was a little concerned. Walkie Kitaki sounds like something you'd hear in a terrible kung fu movie. Yeah. I thought VTubers weren't supposed to be invented until the COVID pandemic. Actually, the what? VTubers existed before 2020. They exploded in popularity after 2020, though. During and after. I see. To be a little honest, I was a little concerned. I feared that you might still be distraught over that one trial. Actually, counterpoint, annoying orange. Not to worry, Judge. I wouldn't miss this day in court for the world. It's worth even more than VIP passes to one of my concerts, yeah? How could I pass up a chance to see the true strength of the little boy who bested my brother? It was worth canceling a show or two. Understood. I give your opening statement to the court. Before that, I was thinking, is the air in this courtroom not a bit serious? It is a court of law. That is no way to get the crowd jumping, Judge. You're not supposed to jump. This is a courtroom. Achtung, baby. Today we play it my way. Is that... or what's that noise? Sometimes you have to get up in order to get down to prosecuting. This is crazy. I don't really know what I'm doing for Clavier's voice, but it's happening. Clavier is great. I love him. Apollo does too. The victim, Hal Maractus, director of the Maractus Clinic. I don't know how to... I actually don't know what I'm doing with his voice, but... I can't tell if I'm like a bit fuckboyish. Yeah. Does Apollo have 3 boyfriends like he has 3 backstories? No, instead what we get is Apollo has Clavier, Athena has Black Quill, and Apollo also gets to hang out with whatever the fuck the prosecutor's name is from Spirit of Justice. It's like Nayuta, I think is what it is. It's something along those lines. Mr. Drop It and Move On. That's literally the only thing I know about that game. The scene. People Park. He was found pulling a noodle stand. The world was a doctor pulling a noodle stand. Yes, I believe. You will only find that out asking the defendant right here, right now. Because it is an undeniable truth that he shot the victim. What do you mean, undeniable? If you are to glare at anyone, Air Justice, glare at the punk in the defendant's chair. His crime was witnessed quite clearly, you see. Very well. Please admit this witness to the court. Nine. Not yet. First, there is a little matter to be cleaned up. Air is reminding you of Airlock Sholmes. First, there's a little matter to be cleaned up. Did you talk without the accompaniment?
I swear I could see the guitar for a second.
What is it, Prosecutor Gavin? The motive, Air Judge. Why did the little punk do it? Why did he kill the director of the Maractus Clinic?
Objection!
Not so fast. The defendant doesn't have to explain that. Oh, but what if the defendant specifically requests to do so? As he did this morning. I want to give a shout out to all my homies, I believe he said. I can't wait until we get to the next case and we get to see Apollo's orange DS model. What? What is right?
They always say that on stage you should hit the crowd with speed and ferocity. It sounds like it got you good, huh, Polly?
Well, this is highly unusual, but court will now hear from the defendant concerning his motive in the crime. Oh, you son of the defendant, Walkie, are you? I ain't your son, old man. You step to a Kataki, you best be prepared to step strong. You step to a public official, you'd best be prepared to step into jail.
You've gotta hand it to him. Walkie sure has guts.
It's not his guts I'm worried about. Ollie? Oh god, you're not going to cross-examine another parrot, are you? I've looked into the future and I see Mr. Wright cross-examining an orca in the future. That is a day I do not look forward to. I feel that in approximately, I think it's 6 cases from now? I think it happens between cases 2 and 3 of Dual Destinies. I'm not entirely sure. Well then, the court will now hear testimony on the defendant's motive. No, this time it's a furry that happens to be a mob boss's son. Yeah, exactly. The defendant himself. Tell you one thing, that doctor was a quacker. Someone had to show him what's what. I was in his clinic about half a year ago. Messed up my op something bad. And he just lets me go without a word. See you later, bye. So I gotta go in, get another doc to patch me up again. How's the day I done figured it out? No OG's gonna let that pass. That's why I went to his pad that night. Know what I'm saying? You're saying that you are one of the victim's patients. A lot of stuff goes down and you're keeping it real on the street. True dat. Tell you one thing, that doc was whack. Very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination. Can't believe this is the first time I'm hearing about all this. Can I just say, one thing that I love about, like, I love the 2D art, but one thing that I really love about the 3D model for Apollo with that specific animation, like his shocked animation, or like his sweating and in disbelief animation, is that when he does the animation where he like throws himself back and then goes into it, you actually see the little hair, like his hair horns flick down into the position. Nah, canonically, this same judge has presided over every single case except for the 2 cases that had the Canadian judge in Trials and Tribulations, and the cases that take place in Kurain in Spirit of Justice have a different judge as well. And I guess the Great Ace Attorney judges as well, but canonically, Phoenix only works with this one judge. I'll tell you one thing, that doctor was a quacker.
Hold it!
Him saying 6 cases from now. I like the idea that he only, that he specifically only works whenever one of the main characters of these games asks him to. As this judge never met another defense attorney in his life and never will. Technically speaking, he did meet Edgeworth's dad, if I'm not misremembering it, but I also haven't played Investigations 2. Actually, no, he guaranteed did meet Edgeworth's dad. That's actually confirmed in Ace Attorney 1. First of all, the word you're looking for is quack. And isn't that a little harsh? He's your family doctor. Who asked you, Pointy Locks? Just who do you think you are? Your lawyer? Look, I ain't trying to hear that. He was a quacker, plain and simple. Someone had to show him what's what. Oh, whoops.
Hold it!
By someone, you mean... Was there anyone with a score to settle with this doctor? Beside you, I mean. Or ask somebody else, Holmes. What do I care? Or Holmes. I read that as Holmes. Like Sherlock Holmes. Made up my mind and I did what had to be done. Straight gangsta style. But why were you so mad at this doctor? Hey, Judgy Judge Man, that fuck-ass lawyer with the blue suit is coming in again. You're up. You know, you using the term fuck-ass just reminded me of the messed up sprite from the funky-looking sprite from Recoded. But why were you so mad at this doctor? Yeah, sit back and listen while I drop it, J-Man. Fuck-ass Sora, my beloved. Don't I mean Herlock Sholmes? Fun fact, I think I actually mentioned this when Herlock Sholmes came up in The Great Ace Attorney for the first time. The whole reason that they changed Sherlock Holmes's name in the localization of The Great Ace Attorney is because of the Conan Doyle estate being very, very pissy about their properties. But, fun fact. Case 1, or no, it's not case 1, it's like case 2 or 3 of the first game. Phoenix gets an objection in And when the judge validates his claims, Phoenix goes, "Oh yeah, baby, Sherlock Holmes too." And he actually calls himself Sherlock Holmes. I was in his clinic about half a year ago. Messed up my ops, something bad.
Hold it!
So, you were a patient at the Maractus clinic half a year ago. For what reason? Had what you might call a mark of honor. Can you explain precisely what was wrong? Had a little run-in with the rivals. With the rivals family. That's when I pulled a jack move. Ran into an ambush. G busted a cap right in me. According to my sources, you couldn't stand the stress of waiting. And ran in 15 minutes before the appointed time. By yourself. Hey, it was more than a match for those guys. Oh, you were carried to the Maractus clinic from there. Apparently, he was shot in the heart. Shot in the heart and he's still alive?
I can catch bullets between my teeth. But I never learned how to catch them with my heart.
Well, it stopped just short of my thumper. You know what I'm saying? Been golden if it weren't for that whack doc. Can't even take out a stupid bullet. So, as you say, the surgery was a failure. That ain't all of it, Holmes. And then he just lets me go without a word. See you later, bye.
Hold it!
What do you mean, he just let you go without a word? What do you think it means? It's whack, that's what. I'm not sure what that means, but it sounds bad. It sounds as though Herr Doctor wished to hide his mistake. This is why he let the defendant go. He's a liar, straight up. He's a better G than me. So I gotta go in and get another doc to patch me up again.
Hold it!
So, this bullet is still... You know it. I can still feel it. Right here, or right there in my chest, pressing up against my heart. Your words are like a bullet shot straight into my heart. Or something to that effect. Incidentally, that's from one of our hit singles. Oh, that sounds like a straightforward case of malpractice. Word, J-Man. Or no accident, that's for shizzle. Seems that there were issues with this doctor. And putting him down is like doing the world a favor. Hockey, please consult your lawyer before saying things like that.
Chin up, Apollo. Back straight.
But why did this mistake only come to light that day? Thank God it's not in your shoulder. Sorry, give me a sec. It was found during the family health checkup. Family checkup? It's the wackest thing of all. All us G's lining up, taking eye exams and all that. Better to die young than fade away, bizoy. A relief to hear. What's a relief? Oh, that was the wrong. Oh, did your father not tell you? That bullet you carry so close to your heart, if not attended to immediately, it could kill you. What? Yes. Herr Dr. Maractus had knowledge concerning this ticking time bomb in you. Knowledge that could have saved your life. No way. It's whacked. There is proof. Your checkup report. How ironic that you would kill the one man capable of helping you. You're almost as careless as he was. Well, now that the place is open, let's get this gig started. Started? We've had enough of a warm-up act, yeah? Time to hear from the witness.
Rocky sure is quiet all of a sudden.
I'm a little uneasy myself. Is this Gavin's strategy? Oh god, not you. Not you, please. So, you will tell us your name and occupation. My name is Wesley Stickler. By occupation, I take it you refer to some, Gestalt. By which he means to say that he is a student. A junior at Ivy University, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, wait, that's the same school that Phoenix went to. Yes, in the Department of Science and Engineering. I love Nier. Filled with curiosity for all things, I spend my days in pursuit of truth. Honing my... Herr Stickler, please direct said curiosity at the case at hand today. Very well, Mr. Stickler. Please testify to the court about what you saw on the night of the crime. You ask quite simplistically. Come on. It's two eyes designed to receive and interpret data, sending images to the form... That night, I passed through the park on my way home from shopping, when I saw them. One man pulling a stand, another facing him. I saw them quite clearly. The man facing the victim was the defendant. In his hand, he held, yes, a pistol. It was pointed at the man just pulling the stand. A shot, the bullet hit the man pulling the stand from the front. Square in the forehead. Well, that's an easy one. He got shot in the temple, not the forehead. Was there anyone else in the park at the time? I can say with 100% accuracy that there was not. The pistol our witness refers to is this. Court accepts this into evidence. Very well, Mr. Justice, you may cross-examine the witness. Yes, Your Honor. Trucy? Why are you staring like that at the witness?
That man. I can't help but feel I've seen him somewhere before.
Objection!
That man, Oscar Arkrutz. Gosh, I need to get back into Guilty Gear. Phew, if that's all of it, I think I have a chance. Is that you relaxing, I see, Air Justice? Huh? Oh, objection! Once is quite enough, Mr. Justice.
Apollo, pace yourself. This trial's not over yet.
Right. Look at this.
Autopsy report? Is there a problem with the autopsy report?
Right. A problem. Problem. Yes! The problem is the location of the entry wound.
Location?
You testified that the killer shot the victim square in the forehead, did you not? Ah, I have already determined your angle of inquiry. Allow me to explain. It's quite simple, really. To understand what I say when I say square, not geometric or absolute. What I mean by this, for example, the deflection of a meter is, Jesus, wavelength of light emitted by a krypton particle. Know that krypton particles are rare and invisible to the naked eye, which points to a basic fallacy in your line of reasoning, namely that... Mr. Justice? Yes? What's your objection to these, krypton particle things? This is the big time, and you're obsessed with something so small. You disappoint me. No! I'm obsessed with something big. I mean, there's a bigger, less nitpicky problem here. Very obsessed with something big. Hotel? Just look at the autopsy report. The location of the entry wound was the right temple. I miss when the most insane thing we had to deal with was an updated autopsy report. Even over walkie, banana. Temple. Mr. Stickler, you said quite clearly that the victim was shot square in the forehead. That is a contradiction, isn't it? It is, right? Finally.
Objection!
Air Justice. Oh, Air Justice. Yes? Your tactics are outdated. Trying to shake the witness by objecting to trifles. Sure you have not forgotten the fatal wound your master suffered 7 years ago. Phoenix Wright, was it? Look, I know the wound was in the wrong place according to this testimony. Oh god, I just remembered. This is the game with fucking Spark Brushel in it. Hey, Air Forehead. Forehead? Let us imagine you are walking through the park. You see two men facing each other, one with a pistol trained on the other. What would you do, Air Forehead? Well, I guess. I would try to stop them. I'd probably shout, "Stop!" And you, Fraulein?
Me? Well, I'd probably scream.
Oh. And you, Stickler? What did you shout, I wonder? Ah! Victim turned his head at the last moment. Ah, yes. Thank you for jogging my memory.
Sounds like an addendum to the testimony is required.
To be fair, not. Clavier also doesn't have the whole story of that case currently. As soon as the killer raised his pistol, I took action. Seize this at once, you two, I cried, with composure. The victim turned in the direction of my voice and a shot rang out. Whereupon our cowardly killer, the defendant, appeared to have become frightened. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene.
I see. So you attempted to stop the crime.
Indeed. With composure.
Well, maybe the criminal wouldn't have fired if he hadn't shouted like that.
That doesn't really matter now, unfortunately. Let us consider this new testimony, shall we? Observe the diagram, if you would. I really hope that this Clavier voice is good. The witness, Mr. Stickler, was it? Stood here. He shouted, "Oh, stop please," or something of this nature. and the victim responded by looking in the witness's direction. If the killer were to have fired at that moment, as we can see, the bullet would have struck the right temple as in the report.
That does seem to be the case.
Witness the power of a junior in Ivy University's Department of Science.
Very well, Mr. Justice. You may cross-examine the witness.
As soon as the killer raised his pistol, I took action.
Hold it!
So, you saw a raised pistol. Weren't you frightened? It can be said we students of Ivy University know no fear. The moment I saw that pistol, my inner sense of justice compelled me to take action.
It was certainly brave of you. You might have gotten shot.
Yeah. You certainly were lucky. If I were in the killer's shoes, I certainly wouldn't have left a witness behind.
He actually looks like he had no idea he was in danger.
Regardless, I attempted to halt the bloodshed. Cease this at once, you two, I cried with composure.
Hold it!
Are you sure both men were able to hear your voice? They were, of course. My high, exquisite voice echoed through the park. And the victim responded to that clarion call. Quite. The victim turned in the direction of my voice, and a shot rang out.
Hold it!
I'm sorry that Stickler's voice is all over the place, but... Did you hear the gunshot at the same time as the victim turned? Indeed, I would say about the same time to be precise. And the victim didn't ask you for help. It can't be said that he didn't have time to ask. He didn't even have time to take a single step.
I'm totally sure that the killer fired because Mr. Stickler startled him.
Don't say that out loud, Trucy, please. Have you ever seen an exam hall? Whereupon our cowardly killer, the defendant, appeared to have become frightened.
Hold it!
Can you describe the killer's actions more clearly? He seemed quite surprised, especially considering that it was he who did the deed. As we can see, human psychology is a tangled web indeed. He simply couldn't believe what he had done. He shot, he panicked. A common tale, but true. Unfortunately, before I could take further action, tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene. Oh, whoops.
I like that contradiction. Kinda sad to see it go.
Not as sad as I feel, but what do we do now?
At least the testimony's getting a little clearer.
She's right. Maybe I can find something to use in this new testimony. Wait, Sachi, were you here for the new courtroom mechanic last stream, or did you come in after that bit happened? Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene.
Hold it!
You weren't. I'm excited for you to see it. It's going to flashbang you when it happens. You didn't try to apprehend the criminal. It all happened so fast, I'm afraid I hadn't the time.
Doesn't something doesn't something about that strike you as odd, Apollo?
What?
The killer was in a hurry, right? He fired the pistol and tossed it right away.
According to the testimony, that's what happened, yes.
In that case, I'd expect to find something that we didn't find.
Find something. Find what? A pistol. Okay, Whoa! Don't point that thing at me!
Don't worry, I can handle myself around guns. Magic guns, at least. The ones that pigeons come out of.
Very reassuring. Persona! I think I need to send the pistol here. Hit you with the, confidence save.
Objection!
Yeah, because the fingerprints on it were wiped. The gun was found at the scene, but the fingerprints were wiped off of it. He wouldn't have had time to wipe if he just threw it away. That was a sentence and a half. Wait a second. Tst. Another misleading request. Yet you're so beholden to your own mode of discourse that you can't see how it affects you. Come again? Wait a second, you say? A second? Are we intended to wait just that, a single second? Or 1/60th of a minute? Or 1/60th of a minute? That's hardly enough time to draw a breath, let alone make a statement in court. Now, had you asked for a longer period of time, say 3 minutes, 35 seconds?
Mr. Justice?
Yes, Your Honor?
You move this along already. I've already seen this all before. I'd understand that you're objecting to the length of a second.
Yes, I mean, no. Here, just look at the pistol. Look at me pointing it at Mr. at Mr. Stickler. Now watch me pull the trigger right here in court. Doesn't have a single fingerprint in it. Or on it. A common ploy made all the more common, I fear, by the prevalence of television. Criminals these days are loath to leave fingerprints. You see, it's still loaded.
Mr. Justice, I've seen this future before. You don't want to go down this path.
Okay, I just remembered the stupid flowchart meme that's like, that's like the Ace Attorney timeline, and it's like a branching timeline. It goes down to Ace Attorney 3 is a straight line, and then it splits, and on the left branch you have, what is it? It's like, Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright, and then on the other branch, it's Apollo Justice. Oh wait, no, it goes straight to Apollo Justice, and then it, branches off, and it's like, fighting game shit on one side, and then, the other side is just labeled as, like, Apollo doesn't go crazy. I'll see if I can find it. I'm doing a very poor job of explaining this picture. Wait, you said the killer tossed the gun and ran.
That's right. He didn't have time to wipe the gun for prints.
Ah, the little girl sticking it to the university student. There's a song in there.
I'm not little.
Yeah, because it's got, like, It's like Apollo goes crazy, and then it's like Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice, and it's like Apollo stays sane, and it's like, Apollo playing golf in a Capcom golf game.
Then let's think like adults, shall we, Fraulein? What if the killer, the defendant, was wearing gloves?
Gotta admit, I didn't think of that, Apollo.
Well, Mr. Justice, could the killer have been wearing gloves? No. The record of the murder weapon is very clear about one thing. The fingerprints were wiped, which means some trace of prints remained, which contradicts your testimony. If everything happened as you said it did, he wouldn't have had time to wipe the pistol.
That may be, but it does not change what I saw. The killer, the defendant. He threw down the murderous weapon from his hand and fled. And this pistol was found at the scene of the crime. Look, I'm imitating Persona 3. Strongly suggesting that this was the weapon he disposed of. That sounds solid to me. Well, Air Forehead, any of your precious objections?
What gives, Apollo? Let's see that voice training go to work.
You know, I've only recently realized something. No matter how much you train your voice, it doesn't matter if you have nothing to say. Okay. I don't know why that, like, that specific line came out as, like, very rude to my brain. I don't know why.
What do you mean, nothing to say? Isn't it obvious from what the witness just said?
Huh? Isn't what obvious?
When he restated what he saw just now, he said he saw Waki drop a murderous weapon. But that's not the same as being 100% sure of what Waki threw away.
You're right.
He's just confused because the pistol was found at the scene. Poor Mr. Stickler. It must be hard to be so perfect and yet so wrong.
Well, it can be said that I'm quite offended. While it is indeed true that once in my youth I wrote a love letter,
seized by the teacher and posted on the blackboard for all to see. The appellation poor might have been prefixed to my name, something. We can say for certain is that the witness saw the killer throw something. Does the defense have anything to say about this?
Well, if what he threw wasn't a pistol,
then it had to be something else.
At least one person on the defense team seems to be thinking.
Wipe that smile off your pretty face, Gavin. Perhaps you can inform the court as to the nature of this something else. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Apollo and Clavier are being far more antagonistic toward each other than I remember them being. Like, I very much remember them being buddy-buddy. But maybe I'm thinking of, later cases and or later games. Because I know that he makes an appearance in Dual Destinies for a little bit. And that he's, like, genuinely a cool dude in that scene. This is just lawyer flirting. Take that! And a sword. Mr. Justice tried to throw that sword at me, but I caught it with my mind. That's why it's levitating here. I saw one of those on a late-night movie last night. Great, a sleep-deprived judge. This knife was found at the scene of the crime, with the defendant's prints on it. His prints? This single piece of evidence proves two important things. One, that what the defendant threw down wasn't a pistol. Two, that the defendant wasn't wearing gloves. Indeed.
Oh, Air Forehead? You're forgetting two other things you've just proven.
Huh?
One, that the man the witness saw was the defendant, Mr. Vaki Kitaki.
Vaki Kitaki. Yeah. I'm actually surprised at how smooth that came out. I usually get tripped up on shit like that.
Two, that the defendant was holding a knife with the intent of harming the victim.
Oh. Indeed. Her underestimated Gavin is the lesson here. This court is of the opinion that our witness is fond of making assumptions. In that light, I believe it would behoove us to hear about what really occurred. Less assuming, please. Do you think... Do you think that the judge can see, like... It's not just, like, he sees the linear future. He sees, like, all of the timeline branches as well.
It's always the same with you people. Mark left the house on foot, and 5 minutes later his brother left after him. How long would it take for Mark's brother to catch up to him? Assuming that Mark never had to stop for a traffic light. Assuming. Yes, that's what I said, assuming. If that were a probable situation at all. Yet here you are, assuming that my assumption is no better.
What this court assumes is that you're full of shit. Is that the witness will testify as to what happened after the shot was fired.
I could not prevent the killer from leaving the scene. Nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else.
Man, I love the cross-examination Allegro from this game. It's so good. I just... I want you to know, Sachi, I was like, while I was waiting for the fade in and out, I like tabbed over and I looked at the picture that you sent in thumbnail suggestions and it flashbanged me. Why didn't you chase the killer?
He was, as you say, a killer. Of course, I could have run him down, yet what would he have done when cornered? Sadly, it takes more than an aptitude for solving quadratic equations to know that. Did the testimony earlier not prove the defendant's presence at the scene? And do we not also now know that there was no one else there? It seems clear that we have our killer.
Are you trying to join the Discord, Banana, or are you actually just trying to look at the social stuff? Because there's exclamation point Discord for the Discord. I just wanted to double check because, like, we just got done with the conversation about the Discord.
It seems clear that we have our killer. Does it not?
Does it not, Mr. Justice? Where did all the rasp from the judge's voice go? Better find a way to take this testimony down quick. Just looking at the socials, already a member of the Discord. Oh shoot, did someone say exclamation point Discord? You know, I might be going crazy, but I feel like they, mixed this song differently in this version.
I could not prevent the killer from leaving the scene.
Hold it! Which way did the killer run?
By that time, it was clear the killer had noticed me. Naturally, he ran in the opposite direction.
That would mean he ran the opposite direction from the Kitaki mansion.
Octoon, don't even think about pointing out that he was going away from his home. All he had to do was loop back once he was out of sight.
How did he know that was where I was going?
Nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience.
Hold it! You were certainly composed for someone who had just witnessed a killing.
If one is to devote one's life to the pursuit of science, one must never flinch at the sight of a little blood, nor be so moved by a chemical discovery that one drops one's flask upon the lab room floor. Oh, cool answer, very cool.
So nothing strange about how he acted. Tracy looks like she has something to say. Bitch, what science are you studying? You know, I want to see art of someone drawing Trucy as like a defense attorney. I want to see some art of that. This guy's definitely throwing acid at someone to see what happens. This guy wouldn't wear proper lab safety equipment because he thinks it's obnoxious.
Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police.
Hold it! Wasn't your first thought to call an ambulance?
It can be said that I have dabbled in medicine. The injury I witnessed, namely a single shot to the head, tends to result in death. Ergo, there was no need for me to call an ambulance.
Maybe I'll try my hand at making some of that. I don't know how exactly I would go about it though, because like, I don't know. I don't know how well Trucy's hairstyle would translate to not wearing a hat.
Ergo, there was no need for me to call an ambulance. Oh, a perfect
syllogism?
A proof in 3 parts. Exquisite. Simply exquisite.
He actually looks like he's going to cry. I'm going to strangle this man for science. You have some ideas? Let's just say I was kind of already messing around with Trucy's hairstyle on one of the attorney's poses. It was very difficult to try to work with, so I scrapped it. It didn't look bad, mind you, but it was hard to draw.
Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else.
Hold it! Can you tell us in detail about these 10 minutes?
I stood in a state of heightened awareness. Anything could happen at any moment. Anyone could appear from any direction.
Is that all?
No one came. Nothing happened. At all. I saw it all, which is to say I saw nothing.
It was late that night. It's not hard to think that there would be a few people around in the park. Completely random thing. Did I ever tell y'all about the time recently that I got a friend in one of my friend private Discord servers with a god tier Ligma joke? So he just stood there watching? Not much to go on there. Trucy, if you've got something to say, by all means say it. So, I don't remember what the context for it was, but, one of my friends was going on about, like, Ligma jokes at some point, and a short bit after the conversation, I came up to them, like, I messaged them in Discord, and I was like, okay, have you heard of Good Time Dragon? Also, this I stole this from Simple Flips, by the way. This is a Simple Flips bit. But I asked them if they had heard of Good Time Dragon, and then it was like, it's like a band. And it, they responded with yes at first, and I was like, shit, they know the joke. And then, like, they looped themselves back around to getting hit by it. Trucy, if you've got something to say, by all means say it. I can't find a single problem with that testimony.
Had enough at last, Air Forehead.
Maybe it's time to back off a bit? No. The defense still has some questions that demand answers, Your Honor. Your opinion, Prosecutor Gavin?
Oh, let him play attorney until he's satisfied, I say. I will amuse myself by composing my next smash hit in my head.
Very well, you may continue with the cross-examination. But yeah, Good Time Dragon is a good, Ligma joke. Is it this one? Is this your phone, buddy? Confidence save? Nope. This evidence clearly reveals a contradiction in that statement, Your Honor. Yep, okay. This witness is way too self-assured. There's gotta be a weakness somewhere in this testimony. Oh, wait, did I just... Oh, wait, no, I did read this. They don't have enough to put Guaki away yet. Should I back off for now? Sure. There's nothing fishy about that testimony at all. Is there no objections to the witness's current testimony?
There are many ways to explain the lack of prints on the pistol, I assure you. Perhaps the killer really was wearing gloves which wiped the previous user's prints off. Then, after this deed was done, this fell out of his pocket as he was throwing the gun away. A mistake befitting of a small-time punk, in my opinion.
No! No! Seems we've come to the end of the line here. No, that can't be all.
How unfortunate. It seems that you weren't cut out to stand on the same stage as me. Were you, Air Forehead?
I believe this brings the cross-examination to a close. This court will now declare the verdict for the defendant, Waki Kitaki. Oh, this part. Trucy! Nobody move. What's the meaning of this? Who are you? There'll be no verdict in this court. Not yet. Wait, are you one of the Kitakis? Kitakis? You mean the notorious gangsters? You don't want to see me give the pretty little girl a new smile, do as I say. Adjourn the court for 20 minutes. What? This court will not bow to pressure from the likes of...
Fair judge. I see little point in further aggravating this gentleman.
Recess, 20 minutes, or I promise you'll regret it.
Wait! How'd he disappear so fast?
Come to the defendant lobby, Apollo.
I suppose I have no choice but to adjourn for a 20-minute recess. Bailiff, catch that mysterious man.
You know, I know that this is a perfect place to stop, but I want to advance to the section out, like, just beyond this before we end. Trucy! Trucy?
You move quick, Apollo. Good show, good show.
Trucy? You're okay. I thought...
Don't cry, Apollo.
Those good-for-nothing gangsters. There's some things you just don't do. I'm pressing charges.
Wait, just calm down, Apollo. Or else...
What the heck is that?
Surprised? This is one of my best tricks, the amazing Mr. Hat.
You look marvelous, darling.
He's a big hit on stage at the Wonder Bar.
Yes, I am a big hit.
Well, what do you think? Do you like it?
You mean you... Trucy, there are some things you just don't do. I'm pressing charges.
Apollo, now's not the time to be threatening me. It's you who's being threatened here.
Huh?
Remember what you said to Waki's father yesterday? You promised you'd save his son.
But that testimony was rock solid. What are you suggesting I do?
Look, once the judge declares a verdict, it's all over. If I can use my talent to stop that from happening, I will.
Trucy, no more staged abductions, please.
I'm not talking about magic, Apollo. I know when the witness isn't confident. I can perceive what he's feeling. It might not mean anything, but it's all we've got.
And see what he's feeling?
And think back, Apollo. Think back to the times when there was a contradiction in his testimony. All the times.
All the times there was a contradiction. I remember. Well, I think I remember them, sure.
There were 2 times when he made statements he wasn't confident in. And each time there was a contradiction.
In his hand, he held, yes, a pistol. It was pointed at the man pulling the stand. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene.
He said the man tossed aside a pistol. But it turned out he wasn't sure, and sure enough, there was a contradiction.
Well, that's true, but how does that help us?
Did you notice anything? Whenever he made a statement he wasn't confident in, he displayed a certain habit.
In his hand he held a pistol, yes, a pistol. It was pointed at the man pulling the stand.
Did you see it? The very moment he said the word pistol, his fingers got all tense, and he fiddled with the corner of a page in his book.
How am I supposed to see that?
Well, I could see it. How else do you think Daddy went 7 years without losing a game of poker?
What?
I always sat next to Daddy during big matches. I could see what his opponents were feeling.
You mean that's how Mr. Wright won all those games?
It's not cheating officially. I wasn't looking at their hands or anything. And I wasn't there all the time either. Daddy's quite good at poker after all, but not good enough to go undefeated that long.
Great, so he cheated, but what does that do for us? I don't believe this.
You have to listen to his testimony one more time. No, scratch that. You have to watch his testimony. Perceive the truth.
Watch a testimony? Perceive the truth. The only thing I'm perceiving is that I'm gonna lose.
Not true. Daddy said so. He said you have the power, Apollo.
Mr. Wright said that. This is also why, this is why Trucy gave, Alita the flyer. I thought that the fact that Trucy had the ability to do this was revealed way later, but no. Mr. Wright said that? Watch the testimony. Perceive his true feelings. Is she serious?
Time's up. I'm sorry, I can't think of any other way out of this one, Apollo.
What was that she said before the trial started? Huh, Mr. Wright's not here today.
He said his old foot injury was acting up. Yes, he smiled when he said we'd be fine as long as you're there, Trucy.
Is this what he meant by us being fine? Well, methods aside, she did avoid one guilty verdict already today. Time to show this court what I'm made of. Get ready for justice. The power of looking, yeah. Let's do it.
Apollo.
You know, I'm starting to think I can do this.
I knew you could do it all along. Oh, one more thing. Try to cover for Mr. Hat as best you can.
I just flew in from the coast, and boy are my arms tired. Right. You know, that's really weird. I think they, I might be mistaken, but I could have sworn that in the original Apollo Justice, you could see, Trucy's mouth moving slightly whenever she's talking with Mr. Hat. Order's now back in session. Right, we're fine. I'd like to say to the young lady standing next to you, Mr. Justice.
Oh, you mean me?
Do you have anything to report? Anything concerning the mysterious phantom in the silk top hat? Ah, right, him. Don't worry about him. I settled that. You settled that? Yes, it was a out-of-court settlement. Right. Perhaps Fraulein would have us believe it was nothing more than a passing dream. A fantastic illusion. Now you see it, now you don't, am I right?
I think he's onto me.
I wish you would stop being so cool.
Let us dispense with these niceties and get straight to the matter. What are your plans for our gifted witness?
Right. The defense would like to request another cross-examination. Besides, because I forgot to ask something. There was no issue with the witness's previous testimony. I'll grant your request, however. This court will not permit stalling for time. Understood, Your Honor.
Don't forget, Apollo. When he isn't sure about something, he has a habit of fiddling with his book.
I could not prevent the killer from leaving the scene, nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else.
I'm not sure I'm qualified to watch testimonies after all.
Focus, Apollo. Find his weak spot.
Focus. If only it were that easy. My ears hear what he says.
My eyes see his expression. Do I have to do something more? What other senses do I have? What's this? My bracelet? Mystical lawyer superpowers. What's going on? Bracelet feels different somehow.
I think Daddy was right. You can see it, can't you, Apollo? You're almost there. Find the weak spot in his testimony.
Oh, this sounds crazy. My bracelet's trying to tell me something. So, you called immediately after witnessing the murder. The police undoubtedly have a record of the call. Why not check with them?
Wait, Apollo. This has to be it.
Wait, you mean his habit?
Don't forget, Apollo. When he isn't sure about something, he has a habit of fiddling with his book.
Only time he even had the book open was here. Which means this is the place to look for his habit. I don't know how I know, but I know.
Know what?
It's my bracelet. It's different somehow. I can feel it reacting to something about the witness.
Your bracelet.
I'm not sure I get this focus stuff you were talking about, Trucy. But I have a feeling that trusting my bracelet is the way to go. Okay, I just need to... Yep, okay, cool. What's going on? I can see the witness's face. His expression so clearly. It's filling my mind. I can see nothing else, hear nothing else.
Apollo,
Trucy, what's happening to me?
this is what I meant by focusing.
Focusing? Trucy, I've never known focus. I have ADHD.
In this state, you can see everything, Apollo. Everything the witness does.
That's great, but this is kind of freaking me out.
Just look for Mr. Stickler's twitch. His habit, you remember it, right?
Sure, when he says something he's not sure of, he fiddles with a page of his book.
You got it. Right now you're looking at the witness's face. And your eyes are sort of bugging out.
I'll bet they are.
First, move your focus down to Mr. Stickler's hand.
His hand?
You know what to look for now, but you have to be looking at the right place.
She's right. I can only see his face like this. I'm to try changing my viewpoint.
Perfect. Now you're now you're really ready.
Ready for what?
Ready to perceive the truth behind the twitch.
Perceive.
Try listening to the witness talk as you focus. Then watch for his habit.
Right. You mean when he fiddles with the page?
That's right. That's your signal to look closer, to perceive with X. Find his weak spot, and I guarantee you'll be able to give him the royal flush.
Spoken like a true pokerhead's daughter.
I'm a magician, thank you very much.
So, I have to pay attention to his words and his fingers.
Don't worry if you missed it. You can always try again.
Right. Look out, nervous twitch. Here comes justice.
Gotcha!
Is he all right? I saw it. Just now I could see it. Mr. Justice, do you have something to say? All this banging of desks. It's quite bad for my circulation, you know. Mr. Stickler, allow me to ask you a simple question. I still feel like that mechanic should have just been, like, a thing that you can do. Like, I don't think it should have been, like, a, oh, this is only here during specific segments, like... Mr. Stickler, allow me to ask you a simple question. Why did you fiddle with the page of your book just now? The very moment you mentioned your cell phone. What are you talking about?
I'm curious now about this cell phone of yours. Mind if I ask a few questions? What to ask, what to ask? Ask to see his phone. Mr. Stickler, please show me your cell phone.
Why? Whatever for?
Show me and you'll find out.
Well, I can't. I don't have it, you see.
You don't have it. Mr. Stickler, is this your cell phone?
Yeah. Where did you get that?
That's the phone from yesterday.
Wow, I lost the top chunk of your voice, Trucy. Look, a cell phone.
Someone dropped it beneath this tire. If the car moved, it would be crushed for sure.
I wonder if it belongs to the doctor here. How strange, Mr. Stickler. Can you explain why your cell phone is sitting here in my hand at this very moment? Wait a minute. What's the meaning of this? This cell phone was found yesterday in the Maractus Clinic garage. Maractus? Why, that's where the victim lived.
That's impossible.
Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court, didn't you? If your cell phone is here, how could you have called the police?
It's true. I didn't have my cell phone that night. That is why it can be said that I called the police from a public payphone.
Payphone? So you didn't call on your cell phone after all. Just where was this payphone located, Mr. Stickler?
Well, to indicate it with a startlingly high degree of accuracy, it was right around here.
That's quite a ways from the park. But why did you lie? There can only be one reason. He didn't want the court to know he had lost his cell phone. Because it was found in the victim's garage.
What are you saying?
Mr. Stickler, you broke into the Maractus Clinic garage on the night of the murder. This cell phone tells all.
But that's ridiculous. That makes it sound like I snuck into this fellow's garage to commit some crime. As though I were trying to kill him.
Well, Dr. Maractus was killed that night.
Well, yes, but no. This line of reasoning has to be against the rules. Yes, it's true I lost my cell phone, but you can't prove that I lost it that night.
Well, Mr. Justice, that cell phone was dropped the night of the murder. Does raise considerable suspicion as to the connection with the crime.
Now's your chance, Apollo. Connect Mr. Stickler to the crime.
No, he's already connected enough. I just have to prove it. Well, do I have a piece of evidence that can do the job? Can I prove the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder? We get to, at least we get to listen to the Pursuit theme for a little bit. Of course I have evidence.
Oh, I like your swagger, air forehead. Hit it.
Court will see this evidence, Mr. Justice. Hit it, as they say. The evidence that proves the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder is... You know... I kinda wanna present the magic panties. Because it's the only thing I can think of. Genuinely. Connecting him to being the panty thief. Well, Prosecutor Gavin?
No comment, Herr Judge.
No dice, Mr. Justice. Penalty.
Apollo, remember where we found that cell phone? If it had fallen on the ground before that night...
That's right. The cell phone would have been crushed. Your Honor, one more chance, but... Oh, it's the mirror. Mr. Justice, keep this up and you'll run yourself out of a life's worth of chances. The evidence that proves the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder is... Yeah, it's the... Or is that the cell phone itself? It might just be the cell phone itself, actually.
Take that!
Nope. I'm gonna make a confidence save because I'm very confident. I still feel that that should have worked. So is it the,
Take that!
That's a side view mirror. As it so happens, Dr. Maractus's car was in an accident that took place the night of the murder.
An accident?
An accident. It happened a little after 9 p.m. just outside of People Park, our murder scene. Dr. Maractus's car hit a pedestrian.
What are you trying to say?
From the absence of a mirror, it's clear that the car was parked after the accident, which means it was parked there after 9 p.m. on the night of the murder. If your cell phone had been dropped before the car was parked in the garage, then it would have been crushed. After all, it was lying on the ground right under the wheel. Ergo, Mr. Stickler, the only time you could have dropped this in that garage was after 9 p.m. on the night of the murder in the park. Mr. Stickler, you know what this means? You did break into the victim's garage that night. This is most unexpected, Mr. Justice. Why, you're naming the witness as a suspect in the murder of Pal Maractus.
No, stop, this is too much. This can't be happening. Prosecutor, say something. I suppose it is worth saying this. No connection has been found between Wesley Sticker and Pal Maractus. That is, other than this.
I believe our next testimony will be most revelatory. Is the witness prepared?
Yes, Your Honor.
I know that face. That's the face of guilt. And with that, we are going to save and finish stream. I love mystical lawyer superpowers. You know, I feel like a lot of people give the perceived... Like, I feel like a lot of people give the mechanics from games 4 on shit. Not counting the Great Ace Attorney duology and the Investigations duology. Like, I feel like people give, perceive the Mood Matrix and the Seance mechanic from Spirit of Justice a lot of shit. But, like, I feel like the perceive mechanic is relatively unobtrusive to the point where I feel like it should have been more obtrusive. And the Mood Matrix is cool. I can't speak about the Seance because I have no clue what it is. Oh, and I guess revisualization as well. Revisualization is pretty cool. But yeah, give me just a sec and we'll find someone to raid.
Who is available? Let's raid Velvet. Velvet's playing Baldur's Gate 3. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. Granted that my voice is feeling good, we'll be continuing this tomorrow. There is also a small chance that I might try to cram a Calamity stream in if Spoods and Pine are available. But that's dependent on me getting off work early. But, you know, we'll play it by ear. Play as we go. But yeah, I guess have a good one, and take care.